And what is up? Welcome back. It is Friday night, and you're here with the Average Boys Podcast. It's your boys Crispy, and I am here, of course, with my two co-hosts, Trigger and Brian D from New Jersey. What is up, my boys? How is everything going, my guys?
From New Jersey.
What's going on?
I'm running a little bit on the backside. I had a family emergency that we had to attend to. We had a passing in the family. We had the rosary today. And makes you appreciate time. Of course, when it comes to these situations, it was beautiful seeing all my cousins and everybody come down. Of course, it's never a great thing, but it was nice. It was just nice. It was a beautiful rosary. Celebrating my Uncle John. He was a good man. Dude, I learned a lot of stuff today from the rosary when his wife went up to do the eulogy. My uncle was a school teacher at a small elementary in the country called Brewster Elementary. And it goes like Brewster's like elementary junior high. I didn't know he gave that up. He stayed working in that school and working in the countryside of our community, and gave up an opportunity to work with like NASA and like all this other stuff. Like I didn't know that about him. That's so cool, man. That is so cool that my uncle did that stuff. So
hell yeah.
What a cool, crazy, like, just coming to fruition of how great of a man he was. What a way to celebrate life and all that good stuff. But, yeah, I had that going on. I took some time off from the internet to
Eve, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's always good to kind of do that. Take a day or two just to kind of get your marbles back. And it was let the batteries recharge. It's always good to kind of do that, get offline, and just remember what life's all about. What about you guys, man? How was your guys' week?
Dude, my week has been fucking crazy, bro.
Nice.
Yeah,
what was it about? Tell me, man. Tell me.
Well, some like highs, some lows. Right now I'm without a vehicle, so I'm kind of like trying to make do as well as I can, and yeah, man, it's hard, but like I'm still getting my job done. I'm still putting in my work. Nothing's really coming in the way between that. So like I'm really, really happy. I'm very, very, fortunate that like I can still do like what I need to do.
Stay in the positive. Good.
Yeah, man. I'm just fortunate, man.
I love it. Brian, what about you, my dog?
Dude, man, I can't complain whatsoever. Like, my week has been pretty smooth. It was pretty rough earlier in the week. Like Monday, Tuesday were kind of rough, but finished strong, man. Finished strong, and here comes some dirt shit with you guys, man.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. The nerdy stuff. We had a couple of crazy things happen. Of course, I don't know if anybody else out there is excited as much as I am, but we got our return to the Mandolorian, which this week's show came out again. It's cool to see Star Wars back on the map, in good and in bad, which we're probably going to talk about a little bit today. We had some Marvel stuff pop off, and of course, the season finale of a great, fantastic show, The Last of Us, has popped.
That's this Sunday.
But it's the season finale, or the season finale is coming up, but the what do they call it? The precursor to the season finale? What's it called? It's like the runner-up or episode 8, which is like
I just know the season and series.
The semi-finale, right?
I guess, sure.
Is that what they call? I don't know what it is. All I know, it was good, and not only that, I don't know if I said it enough last week, but maybe we said it at the end of the show when we were in private. But Attack on Titan. The return of the episode, coming back with the first half, was like, my God, I don't know if your guys' Facebooks were like drowned with it this week, but like Attack on Titan memes, the goat Hanj, the whole scene with Hanj and all that stuff that finally popped off. It was amazing. It was amazing, and I encourage everybody to at least go check it out. Go check out Attack on Titan. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. We got Sal, we got David.
I was gonna say, like, I have just been hounded by all my friends to watch it, and
dude, they're getting at you, right?
Yeah, they're getting at me, bro.
They're getting at you, dude.
Like,
so you're not gonna watch it?
You're on a show where you talk about this shit and you still haven't watched it yet. And I'm like, yeah, nah, I still haven't watched it.
Are you gonna wait for like the last part and then go check it out?
I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait it out. I heard it is epic, and I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
You know what? As a matter of fact, the comparison that I've been getting is, I don't know if a lot of people knew, Demon Slayer just got a release in the theaters, and a lot of people are actually talking down about it.
Yeah, dude. Like they're like, okay, it's just a recap of the whole season.
I said that last week. I think
Brian was talking about that
last week, and I said a lot of people were walking out of the movies like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Yep. And I'll vouch for it and say that the Attack on Titan episode that came out, even though it's literally just page for page off of the manga, literally could have been put in the theater and it could have dominated the theater scene right now in anime. It is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful case. But yeah, other than that, it's been a pretty chill week. I don't know if you guys saw this, but as we talk about the idea of Attack on Titan releasing their episode and it being fucking fantastic, in the gaming community, Fortnite just released that they're going to be having a new like a new Flash update, and they're doing this thing called Mega. It's going to be very cyberpunkish, but at the same time, they are releasing an Eren Yeager skin.
Oh, for Fortnite?
Yeah, for Fortnite. And I don't know if everybody remembers Warzone's debacle of their skins that they released, and it looked cosplay bad for each of the characters, but Fortnite hits it right on the button. Eren Yeager's character looks sharp. I don't know if they're going to be doing any kind of like special weapons like they did with Goku and Vegeta and My Hero Academia with All Might and Deku with the punch. So I don't know if they're going to be doing something like that where you're going to get like maybe the 360 gear that they wear when they're fighting Titans or whatnot. But it looks good. It looks great. I know it's going to pop off in a couple days and I can't wait for it. I don't play Fortnite as religiously as some people do, but I do find myself kind of... Yeah, I kind of find myself aching at buying skins, though. Is this a thing, Brian? I know you play Fortnite kind of a little bit more than... Or you've been a fan of it for a bit, right?
I've used to play a lot, I want to say about last year, but I haven't really even touched it in a
long time. But were you one of those guys that like constantly was trying to get skins and shit? Because man, the skins is like
honestly that's the only thing I do nowadays. Like I don't even
that's
play.
The game right there, dude.
I just go and buy skins.
Yeah, it's gonna be called Fortnite Skin Collector, dude. Yeah. That's what they should call it, dude. It's so crazy. It's so good though. But yeah, all right, guys. So what do we got to talk about? What kind of nerd stuff is popping off this week that you guys heard about?
All right, so I mean, let's just get this out the way. All right, let's get this out the way now because we didn't have much time in pre-production today, but I learned something that was very interesting to me. After work today, I got out a little bit early. I was like, I'm gonna go see Creed 3, so I left work, went straight to see this movie, and I immediately regretted it. But I also know that Triggs saw this movie and he thought it was pretty cool. So I want to have a conversation with Triggs really quick. So just bear with me because I know, Chris, you still haven't seen the movie. I need to know, Triggs, what about this movie did you like? And by all means, complete spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, sucks to be you. But I need to know exactly what he liked about this movie, bro.
I liked that, like, it kind of showed, like, a bit of a different side of, like, the Creed character, you know, Adonis, and, like, one of them being was that, like, this is more of, like, the managerial side, you know, like, you gotta get to see him be, like, the promoter and stuff like that, because that's kind of, like, where you see his dad, you know, when he died, you know, he wasn't really fighting, he was putting on shows, like, he was a promoter. So you gotta get him, like, fulfill like his dad's role a little bit and stuff like that, doing the exact same thing. I'm rolling in the same millions and shit like that, you know, putting in that same work, you know, and so I like that, you know, slight like parallel dichotomy that you got, you know, out of that. Honestly, I really thought that Jonathan Majors is a fucking show stealer. Like that guy, every time he was on the camera, it was an amazing scene.
Yeah, he's going it. He's going it wherever you put him. Wherever you put him, he's stealing the show. And if you can't keep up with him, you're getting drowned. Like, that's what happened. I mean, that's my opinion. What happened in Ant-Man is they went off and they were like, yo, let's get this guy. He's an up-and-comer. He's smashing the competition. He's doing great. And then he derails the entire, like, even the writing was under par for Jonathan Majors in Ant-Man. Like, so now you get him in Creed working alongside Michael B. Jordan. And I know Michael B. Jordan takes Creed, like, to the heart. Like, he's really, like, you know, he's really about that, wanting to make it a successful series. And even the concept of him talking about making, like, a Creed extended universe, like, kind of, like, building more on the characters that have already been established. So, like, yeah, Jonathan Majors, that's probably the one thing that I'm excited for, to watch Jonathan Majors in Creed 3. So, like, in your opinion, like, how did he do favoring across from, like, Tessa Thompson and Michael B. Jordan?
So, in my opinion, I will agree with Triggs. I think the bright star in this movie was
Jonathan Majors. Yeah,
Jonathan Majors
was definitely Jonathan Majors. I do think that Michael B. Jordan's rookie movie did show a little bit. I think that he could have directed Jonathan Majors a little bit better with this character. I think there were some chances for some scenes to be just a knockout, and they kind of fell flat on me.
Okay.
But my biggest takeaway from this is the writing. Like,
Do you
this
think that
story,
maybe there's some like deleted scenes that we might be able to see? Like,
I don't even know. I don't even know if it was like extra scenes that would have helped it for me personally. And you know what? I want to I want to be reserved a little bit in my review here, because like I want this movie to do well. I think that it's awesome that somebody that's jumping from in front of the screen to behind the screen. I think that's an amazing feat in itself. So I don't want to be too harsh about it, but the story itself, it just didn't grab me. There was a lot going on, jam-packed into like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was just all over the place, dude. Like, there was like,
I can see that. I can kind of agree with that. Yeah, there was a lot of Tarantino-esque things going on. Like, you're back in the past. You're back in the
and
future,
it's just
back in
like.
the past.
Honestly, it was hard to keep up, and there were some scenes that could have been drawn out a little bit more to pull a little bit more from these characters that I would have loved. Again, you know what, I said full spoilers, but I will just say this one part that just annoyed the fuck out of me, and I'm sorry, Chris, I know you haven't seen it. But,
That's fine.
But his Adonis's mom passes, right, and you would think that would be like the catalyst for this character to just like go ape shit, or
over the edge kind of thing.
But it was such a minor part of this movie. It was mind-boggling. It happened, and then it was over. He didn't seem like he was grieving. He didn't seem like that was like the battery in his back. It was just
no importance.
He gets a phone call. Oh, she had a stroke. She might be dying. He shows up. She's dead.
Next scene is the funeral.
Oh man,
really like the funeral.
So no coping, no nothing, no relativity to the audience or nothing. Wow.
Nothing. And
Why even put that in the film
exactly.
then?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just the writing. The writing was just all over the place, and it was like they had these checkpoints that they wanted to put in here, but they didn't like execute the way that they probably should have. And that's my biggest takeaway.
I have to ask. I mean, like you said, like I haven't really seen this film. I mean, I've seen stuff, and I've talked to like people in my gym and everybody that I'm part of a boxing gym, so a lot of people are going to go out and watch this film like first time it's out, Karate Kid style, right? But the idea is like, okay, so we know that Michael B. Jordan himself talked about being like really big on the anime scene and him wanting to initiate some certain flavor or some certain stylization by trying to bring the same.
I'll tell you exactly where.
Well, but trying to bring that anime action sequences to the live action, does it correlate, or does it play out the right way, or is it just like a miss?
Tricks?
For me, I guess because like I'm a very, very big anime watcher, I saw
of course.
to me it was very prevalent. Like I knew exactly what shots were shown, and I was like, this is from this. This is from this. This is from this. I was like, oh, this is like when Steve would be doing this. Like, okay, just, spoiler. The last fight that he gets into before he like retires, it is a straight out of like an MC Dragon Ball Z trope, and it's basically where Goku kind of lets his ass get beat a little bit, so he finds the exact opening because like he notices there's something wrong, but he doesn't know where it is, and then he finally sees it, and he's like, okay, cool, now I can capitalize on that, and then like that's what happens. Like it's a slip, it's a slip, rib shot, slip, rib shot, slip, rib shot, under like underhook, and then like overhand right. Boom, done.
Brian, and how did it correlate for you? Like, was it like you spot it that easy or nothing?
So yeah, I mean, once I heard that's what people were looking for, I myself was looking forward to seeing how he was going to
initiate it or something.
Yeah, how he was going to like incorporate some type of anime version of this movie. But it wasn't enough for me. Like it didn't feel anime to me, not to the point to where everyone was raving about it. Honestly, like,
Okay.
yes, I knew exactly what part Driggs was talking about, and yes, I understood while I was watching that was one of the moments that people were talking about. But I mean, it was cool, but it didn't resonate with me personally.
Well, I have to ask, and this is more in the sense of like the filmmaking aspect. Now, for years and years and years, whenever they correlate like some type of boxing scenario or fighting scenario, there's a lot of like that one pop. It's kind of like we saw Jake Gyllenhaal. He goes in, he throws some like. It's really bad when you see it in person because you see it for how fake it looks. But then when it's applied on film and you get a certain type of a shot, like at a different angle, sometimes it sells, sometimes it doesn't. But did you feel that the procedure that he was using to correlate and to build on that like emotional part or exciting parts of the anime style of filmmaking, do you think it helps? Well, do you think it helps give more emotion to certain parts of the fight scene? Like, because the thing is like, because think of how raw it is when they did like Creed 1 and they did the fight scene. There was a bunch of talk where like Michael B. Jordan got knocked out on one scene, or he got punched in the face, or you go back and you talk to Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Apollo Creed, the guy who plays his part, and they all talk about how like, yeah, we had to take a couple hits, but like it's to sell the movie. But did you feel that with the way that Michael B. Jordan attempted to do this, there's like an evolutionary trait that's there to make better fight scenes coming up with that type of action scene?
I personally feel as though the fight scenes were the better part of this movie.
Okay.
It wasn't the story. The story to me was just absolute garbage. But I do like the fight scenes in this, so that was that in
Ryan
conjunction,
hated, bro.
Honestly, it just wasn't a good movie. I'm sorry, bro. It wasn't a good movie. I think the acting could have been a little bit better. I think Tessa Thompson is a standout. I think
honestly, man, I really have to
Jonathan
agree with
Majors
you. I would have to say that in like the scope of things, it really was Jonathan Majors, Tessa Thompson, Mikey B, dude. Like, I really think that he was the weaker of the three.
Robert, what's up, Rob? What's up, Caesar? What's up, Vince? What's up, David? What's up, Sal? Sal's on his way from Austin, listening to us in the car. Thank you so much, dude, for checking us out. We appreciate you, Sal. We hope you have a safe trip home. David Garcia, my boy, says this is the way. We're going to be talking, of course, Mandalorian in a bit. Vince Weaver, my boy, says, did you guys hear after the talk about Cocaine Bear that that they're making a low budget cocaine shark movie? I hope not, dude. Well, even with the aspect of it, because we're talking about Creed 3, and I'm starting to think like Creed movies, the Rocky movies are starting to have like a Fast and the Furious vibe. So like them not using Sylvester Stallone in this movie.
How do you guys feel about that?
I don't know. I maybe they bring him back. I mean, Sylvester Stallone's not Patrick Stewart's age. He's still casually young. He's still moving around doing his thing.
But do you understand why?
Cocaine
do you understand why he wasn't in this movie?
No, well, I heard about it through an interview that they didn't want to use him in this film because it's a continuation of the Adonis story. They're pushing on him. They're like, letting him live his life and building on that universe. And then
it wasn't because of that. It was because he didn't want to be in this movie.
Really?
What happened?
What happened?
What happened is he does not have the credits to the Rocky franchise. He lost that. So the producer of this movie has all the credits to the Rocky franchise.
Harvey Weinstein, right?
No.
Yeah, fucking Harvey Weinstein, just touching kids and babies and wives and
shit. It's some other guy. I forget maybe you guys could look it up, but it was Rocky and this producer who started the Rocky franchise in itself, and Sylvester is going through some hard times. All right.
Okay.
Apparently he's broke. Like he's broke. His wife took like most of his money and all that jazz or whatever. So what he wanted this producer to give him the credits back to Rocky.
Him.
And
so he can make the money.
And the producer said, "Fuck out of here! Like this is my shit now." So he was taking a hard stand, and they were like, "All right, well then if you don't want to be part of this, then we'll do it without you." And they did.
Wow, shit. I didn't know it was like that. Yeah.
And the thing was, Sylvester betted on himself And this turns out to be the highest grossing fighting movie of all time. So you gotta be careful when you bet on yourself and you lose. So I don't know.
So there was like an internal struggle then with Sylvester Stallone. It wasn't like just them writing him out.
Is Irwin Winkler, and I knew that it was like one of those like sleazy fucking oldie producers, man, like the Harvey Weinstein, kind of guys.
Yeah.
And they've held on to that franchise since like 75, dude.
Okay.
Like, they have grabbed it since.
And was there ever a chance or a time that Rocky or Sylvester Stallone owned it, or it was always them?
He immediately sold it. He had to. He was absolutely broke when he.
But you know what? It's kind of weird to hear someone say that like this guy's broke, because you would think that Sylvester Stallone in some way gets royalties for like just his image. I mean, Rambo and all those movies he made back in the day, the Expendables franchise that he's done pretty well with, selling his like just himself. Like just recently they did.
His royalties can be completely,
consolidated or something.
Well, not
or liquidated, right?
No, well, not even that, but like that percentage could be modified, and on top of that, it's not an industry standard. Like, it's industry standard for 2.5% of like immediate gross of like this particular thing. Now it could be like 1.5% or something like that, or it could be like 0.5%. Who knows? I have absolutely no idea. I'm not in movie business, right? But I know that like with that, I'm sure he does make royalties and stuff like that, but at the same time, like kind of like what Brian said, like he did bet on himself. He was like, dude, it's my movie, it's my franchise. Like it's my face, my image that's carried this franchise for 7 movies.
So Michael Betancourt says that on his side he's hearing a pretty big echo. I don't know who that could be. I think that might be Triggs. Triggs, that's kind of like what you were dealing with last week, remember?
Yeah, is it?
You were getting a crazy echo from it last week also before we started. Shout out Ernesto Estrada. What's up, my dude? Thank you for jumping on the podcast. Miss you, man. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. And Michael Betancourt also says, most actors must sell and hand off their intellectual property rights for their likenesses to maintain contract conformalities. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. But I don't know how it goes, like, because Sylvester Stallone, I mean, back in the 80s, like, I don't think they were really putting out the part of, like, hey, you know what, like, Rambo, go ahead and sign the DMC, or go ahead and sign this fucking NDL and sign your license away and your likeness. It probably was like not until like the 1990s that they didn't realize that it was going to pop off so hard. Same thing with like Rocky, because you would associate that they would just be getting money off of the royalties for the characters, because them living those characters is what brought them to life.
The first Rocky movie came out in like what, 1972 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he sold like all of it for like $250,000 or something like that.
Oh man, boo, Sylvester Stallone. So what do you guys think? Do you think there's an opportunity for him to ever be able to come back as a character in the franchise, or do you think it's pretty much done and done for him?
Well, I know Michael B. Jordan said in an interview that he would love to have Sylvester Stallone back.
Wow. Okay.
But it's up to him. It's his call.
Yo, I never got to see the other Creed 2, I believe. Did Dolph Lundgren come out now?
Yeah. And honestly,
yay!
Of the trio, it's my favorite.
Yeah, I love Dolph Lundgren. I think he's a great actor.
So I heard that there was actually talks for there to be a Drago spinoff, like a spinoff show with the son. So that would
be pretty good.
Might be in a
That'd be hella good. That'd be hella good. So what'd you guys think overall? Creed 2. Whoa, what happened to Trigger?
He said that he's going to hop off really quick to see.
Okay, just to check his stuff? Sweet. So what do you think? Okay, well, Trigger's up.
I'm still actually hearing an echo for myself. I don't know if, Chris, if that's your speaker or whatever, but can you guys in the comments let me know if you hear an echo on my part as well?
I'm not hearing an echo from either one of you, so.
Okay.
But I lowered my stuff just in case. Now I shouldn't be picking you guys up so much.
It's still there.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's weird. Just in case, I'll turn off my gaming headphones just in case. Just in case.
Okay. I think I can still hear myself, but whatever, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, but okay, so David's saying there's a little echo, Robert's saying it's loud, and Michael Betancourt's saying it's still here. That's kind of weird. I don't know what else it could be. These settings have gotten kind of weird in the last couple of days. My audio's here. Yeah, I'll lower my microphone just in case.
It could definitely just be on my end.
Oh, do you think it could be what happened the last time?
No.
Remember when you were
actually,
like, whoops?
No, I don't know what it is, but
It's all good. Hey, it's God's way of saying that there needs to be more of us. And that's why he's giving that little... No, it's not. No, that's not good. That's not good, Brian. Yeah, but so after watching Creed 3, and I'll get Trigger's day on it too. What would you rate the film, and would you recommend it to anybody that's out there and all that stuff? I know I've had a couple people come and tell me that Creed's great, and you're the only person. You're like one of the only people that says it's like, cool, man.
I mean, obviously, I'm on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and it's saying that it's at a 96% audience score. So,
wow, dude, so it's high up there, man.
Definitely high up there. I am definitely in the minority here. But whatever. I mean, again, it's taste. I guess I would have liked a better story for
maybe your palate's just really strong, dude. When it comes to these films, like you kind of like
just slowly transitioning into you. Maybe that's what
yeah, dude. Super cynical about everything. No, it's just one of those things. Like
There's no grand Machiavellian roles for anyone. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Man, it's because it's one of those things that I tell people like. There is a desire to evolve into greater things. And there was a moment in history before the coronavirus, of course, that we hit this all-time high with filmmaking when it came to something that correlates with us, the comic books world, when it came to Marvel and the Endgame and Infinity Wars. Some people liked them, and there were some people that didn't like them. But
you know what? That's actually a good point. Michael Betancourt said 94% of that score is all Jonathan Majors, and I can see that. Like, if you're a Jonathan Majors fan, then yeah, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this movie. I am also a fan, but I mean, dude, this is a 2-hour sit. Like, I'm gonna need a better story than what they gave me, dude.
But not only that, it's gonna be one of those things. Like, he's gonna have a hurt back carrying the goddamn franchise his whole career. Bro, you know what I mean? Like, they gotta spread that out. They gotta do something better.
Bro, his back gonna be fine, man.
Yeah,
that's why his back muscles are so big, bro.
Yeah, that's why his back muscles are so big. Yeah. Robert says, I think Chris would love 65, which I'm really excited to see. That's the one with what Kylo Ren, what's his name?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. He's playing Turok. Pretty much Turok, the video game from back in the day, Super Nintendo, my boy. I would love to see that. I hope it's good. Robert says he'd have a blast. I can hear him. Oh, man, I would totally tear it up, dude. How crazy Dinosaurs Killing Shit the movie is. Have you guys heard about this film? We've talked about it, right? 65?
I've heard. I've seen like the trailers.
The trailers and stuff? Yeah. So what do you guys think? Okay, so my theory was, when I first saw it, that it's a futuristic, like, I guess, colony that lands on Earth, and the reason why it's called 65 is because it's like 65 billion years ago or some shit. It's going to be like 65 is the number of how many thousands of years they are in the past, and they're going to be the ones to like start humanity on the Earth.
I actually had this conversation with Robert when he first told me about it. I'm going to try and find this movie. It's a particular movie. It's basically what I thought the movie was going to be. Mm-hmm. I was wrong, but this is like the vibes that I was getting from the movie. And basically, like, the premise of the movie that I'm talking about is that the ultra rich, they get, like, they buy like touring packages to go back in time, and one of them is to go to the prehistoric times, right? And
what the hell?
They say, don't ever touch anything. Don't step on
butterfly
anything,
effect.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but it's like don't touch butterflies, don't touch flowers, don't touch anything, because like everything that has evolved the way that it has been with a very, very specific and minute like ways that like the plants, the animals breathe and things like that. So killing a butterfly 65 million years ago could change the whole course of everything.
Michael Betancourt says Sound of Thunder?
Yes, Sound of Thunder.
Nice. Yeah. And Alex Aguirre, my boy, says I give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah. 10 out of 10 for Creed 3, 10 out of 10 for Cocaine Shark, 10 out of 10 for 65 days out of the year. 10 out of 10
is wild, yo.
10 out of 10. Last of Us ain't hit a 10 out of 10 yet, and it's really fucking good.
Well, I've given it a 10 out of 10.
Damn.
Oh wait, no, Alex is trolling, yo. He likes.
Yeah, he always trolls. Alex is always 10 out of 10. He's like fucking always Love and Thunder 10 out of 10.
Fucking 10.
But yeah, I'm excited. I do want to see Creed 3 because I'm excited to see how they're going to initiate Michael B. Jordan talking about Hajime no Ippo and all those old school boxing styles, and I really want to see it because I get a kick out of watching, of course, like Jackie Chan movies, old school Donnie Yen films, Sammo Young, Yun Bao,
Dude,
all of those.
About his new John Wick 4 movie, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited to see Donnie Yen come and kick that ass.
Dude, and he's blind in the movie?
He could be blind, deaf, no legs, no arms. He still whoop that ass.
Dude,
Donnie Yen's gonna kick the shit out of everybody. And you know what's even cooler than that? Is that Japanese dude that's in all the films with the samurai sword, like he's in it. And you know who I'm talking about. I don't even need to give him a name, and you know who exactly I'm talking about.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Oh, I gotta hear that. Michael Betancourt says Donnie Yen is under fire for politics this week. Oh man, put it in the comment section. I want to hear that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He'll fuck everybody up, dude.
He said he'll fuck everybody up.
Yeah, Donnie Yen just come out and be like, "Go challenge me! I dare you, everyone, American, Chinese. He don't give a damn. Slap everybody down." Have you seen that guy can do with his staff, a bow staff? Yeah, man, he can do some crazy shit. So, guys, I gotta ask: after your film, what would you rate Creed 3?
Triggs?
7 out of 10.
Politics are under fire by Donnie Yen.
So wait, hold on. You said that you would give it a 6?
7.
Okay.
Or a 7?
Siete.
I would probably just give this.
Michael B. Jordan sweating bullets in the back and shit. Listening to this comment, listening to this fucking podcast right now, dude.
I would probably give it a 6.
Okay, that's not too bad. Being that it's like what was it? You said like a 98, 97 on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's a 94, I think.
Yeah.
And that's
What about anybody else in the comments section?
Is that a critic or an audience rating?
An audience rating of 96 and 88.
I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. Man, I was so disappointed with the way Star Wars used Donnie Yen. I was hyper disappointed with it. With him, he did a great job playing like a blind dude that can somewhat feel the Force.
Yeah, but Rogue One was a good movie though, so I don't mean.
No. Not shitting on Rogue One. Like, it was cool. What?
Inversely, I thought it was trash.
Rogue One?
I thought the movie was stupid. Yeah.
Whoa, man. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys hash this shit out
dude,
before you guys throw rounds outside. Jesus Christ.
Wait. So
I gotta know now.
Before I go in, I need to know. So, what do you think of Rogue One yourself?
Myself?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was the way it was for the Solo movie. Like, I thought we had an understanding of it when back in the day when we were kids, and they were like, a group of people got us the Star Wars plans or the Death Star plans, thanks to them. And then in my mind, I was like, man, that was cool. And then later on, they made the film, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, all right.
Do you know what it was for me? It's like this was one of the Star Wars movies that actually had some stakes in it. Like, there was an agenda here. Like, there was some, like, if they failed.
That was it. Yeah, that was
it.
Yeah, that was it. I do like the stakes that they built. Like, the idea of knowing the circumstances that these people were going to deal with, but like. The timeline to me felt really weird because when you watched Rogue One, it was so like in the now time that it made the older movies seem really old, and it's supposed to be like in the past of the old movies. You know what I mean? So like to see a character
time period as the old movies.
Yeah, like, but to me it was the idea of like the character of Donnie Yen's character, where he was like this blind guy that could feel the Force. He did like some badass fight, and then you look at the old movies, they didn't even allow that kind of fighting.
Yeah.
Like George Lucas was very particular about not letting him spin the lightsabers, not doing twirls and stuff, keeping it very fencing wise.
Like, his thing was like these things had to weigh like 10 pounds.
Yeah, so he was very particular. So to see something like the way, man, Donnie Yen, again, everybody, I'll fucking say it back, everybody did such an amazing job in Rogue One. All the actors did great. And then they had someone like Mads Mikkelsen play like a character, which I was like, I'm a big Mads Mikkelsen fan. And I think he was underutilized also. But
honestly, I just think that entire movie was amazing. I liked how it ended up being a damn near a suicide mission, and then of course, well, yeah, it was a suicide mission, and then at the end, they're gonna throw you fucking Darth Vader.
Out of nowhere.
What the fuck is
it's the first time you get to see him on the. It's the first time you get to see him on the screen in like years, right?
30 years.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was amazing. So, Triggs, what was it that you didn't like? Like that had all the ingredients to me of a great movie. Star Wars movie.
So you're not wrong, bro. Like if I take the movie for what it is, and I think this is like the true cynic in me. Like if I'm gonna ever be like Chris, this is like the movie that I'm gonna be like Chris with. And for me, it's like I knew exactly what this movie had at the end of it. They all fucking died. Like
Titanic, dude.
I knew that was gonna happen. Like I was like, so like, where's my emotional connection to any of these people?
I get that.
They're gonna die in 2 hours.
Yeah, I get that. I do. I mean, I think that was, to me, that would be the only knock I have in that movie, is that every character you meet in there is basically a throwaway character. Like everyone.
And that's the reason why I compare it to Solo, because with the cool thing about Han Solo's film, even though a lot of people didn't like it, it was all the quips and quotes that you grew up knowing about Han Solo because of his legend.
Yeah.
And then you just get to see it happen. It's like, oh yeah, he did shoot first. Oh yeah, he did do the parsec run or whatever. Like
the Kessel run in 14 parsecs.
Listen,
and then
I like Solo, bro.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun.
I did too. Like I actually enjoyed that movie, and I enjoy it a hell of a lot more over Rogue One.
And you know what? You know what's even crazier than that is what I took away from Solo, and I tell everybody, was the idea that weird robot that was like all like hardcore chick, like, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. That they put in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Is the reason why like Luke and Rey and Han and Chewie and all of them are just such badass pilots out of the whim, because she actually assists them every time.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like that totally was like, because every time it never fails, the Millennium Falcon comes fucking roaring in and someone's like, whoa, did you see that? That was amazing. I didn't know someone could do that. And they're like, yeah, it's because I'm a Jedi. And it's like, nah, bitch, it's because there's an actual sentient robot in here that's helping you like run this bitch. Like, I thought it was so funny. So that's what I always took out of that. Like, I was like, Luke was never that good. Rey was never that good. The Millennium Falcon is just that good. So, yeah, that's what I got out of Solo. But going back, Rogue One to me was just one of those movies, like, it was cool, but I mean, I was good without it too. You know what I mean? So, but we got it, and it's cool. It's fun. Something to go back and watch and stuff like that. So
I will never go back and watch that movie. Although I enjoyed it, I will never go back and watch it.
The rewatchability isn't there?
Yeah, I've seen it once. I enjoyed it. I don't need to see it again.
Excellent.
Rogue One or Solo?
Rogue One.
Solo.
Oh, what about Rogue One?
Solo. No, I will definitely. Yeah, I've watched it plenty. It's actually multiple times.
Okay.
Shit, I watched 3 times this day.
I watched that shit 3 times a day.
Listen, compared to the shit that they were giving us at that time, that was they knocked that shit out the park, bro.
Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, boys. So you guys gave, going back, Creed. Brian, you gave it a 6, and Triggs gave it a 7. Kind of correlates to the same thing. Recommend it or not? Can do without. Go to stream.
Could go to stream.
You can stream it.
Yeah.
Wait for stream.
Yeah, wait for stream. You know, and this isn't me being like, you know, like harsh on it, but like I understand where Brian is gripes with it, and I completely get it. You know, it's going to be one of those things, like, it's not that it's not for everybody. He has his reasons for not liking it, and I completely understand that. And I agree with a lot of them, you know, now. But, like, still, nonetheless, I still think it's just a very fun movie. But don't waste your fucking $20 going to go get a fucking ticket, dude.
I wanted to like this movie. Yeah, I wanted to like this movie, and I would love
just wasn't there for you.
Recommend it to people. But there was just some things that I just couldn't overlook. I'm sitting there in the movie theater like, yo, what the fuck am I watching, bro?
Do you think it was because it was Michael B. Jordan's first time, like, directing a film, like, putting it out? And, like,
again, I think it shouldn't be an issue, but listen, this is the problem. It's like Jonathan Majors, for example. I think he did a way better job as King in Quantumania than he did in this movie. Although he is the standout in both movies, but you can tell that he had a professional director in Quantumania.
Yeah.
And then here, he had like, his character is a dude out of jail that's got a gripe with our main character that fucking did nothing but lift weights and dream of beating this guy's ass. Like, that's a fucking villain. And you could have done so much with this fucking guy, and it was just, like, you could tell that there were just some things that were off. Like, the directing, Michael B. Jordan directing Jonathan Majors, it almost seems as though, like, he just let Jonathan Majors do his thing as opposed to just directing him into a space where the character just
shines.
Yeah, like, shines. So It is what it is.
I honestly, I kind of have to half agree with you on that, because you can say, like, because although you can definitely tell that, like, yeah, there were some instances where Jonathan Majors kind of takes the reins on the character. You can sort of, like, you can also really see that, like, that there are certain scenes where, like, this feels like a Michael B. Jordan guidance scene, like when he's talking to Tessa, you know, Tessa Thompson's character, like at her label party or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like that felt very like, okay, like very toned down, very, you know, like very just Michael B. Jordan-esque, you know, very soft spoken. I'm gonna like finesse my way into things, because you know, like Michael B. Jordan's a very finesse like character, or like very finesse like actor. Like he loves to like play with like his actors and stuff like that. But more on to like what Brian was saying. Yeah, dude, you can definitely tell that there was some rookie directorial, you know, things going on. You know,
There's so much there that he could have done. I just didn't see it. So
Okay. So good stuff. So I'm gonna wait on stream, or I'm gonna try to catch that fish on Fire Stick. So that's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like.
honest to God, bro, that's how I did it.
So we're gonna be the worst red carpet guests ever, dude. That's all I know, dude.
What do you got to say about that? I heard your movie blows. Dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yo, I was in the first part of the movie and I fell asleep, but I woke up because I needed to go pee and I don't want to pee in the seat, making the person's job. But I saw that you did like a part in the film. Man, we're gonna be the worst red carpet people ever, dude.
Yo, man, who the fuck gets these guys?
We're never gonna be invited again. One of these days, dude. One of these days. Okay, so
one and done.
One and done. They're gonna invite us. They're gonna be like, never again, dude. The average boys, never again, dude. We're gonna be like
if I see you guys, any one of you three near my red carpet,
near my theater, that's it. God damn, we're like the Jerky Boys, dude. You remember the Jerky Boys back in the day? We are the worst, dude. Okay, so sticking to the Star Wars thing, I have to ask you guys. So, what was the news that was going on this week about alkalides or alkalades or that?
Acolytes.
So tell me about it. Tell me, because I don't know what's going on. I was all excited. Sith show them eating at boba tea places or going around having Chinese food and kicking ass. And now it's like, hey man, let's just sue each other. And I'm like, man, these guys are the real evil. What is going around with? Say it again. Alkalites. I just gotta remember alkaline water. So tell me about it. Jar Jar Binks coming back or what?
Well, they scrapped the movie, dude.
What happened? Okay, so what was it? Kennedy and Filoni were in arguments, or who was it?
Let me look it up again.
I don't know if they scrapped it.
No, I know there was a big suing going on.
No, I know that they scrapped it originally, but then they brought it back, and the person that they got back to put it together, that's who they fired.
Yeah, Star Wars producer suing Lucasfilms over Alkalite firing.
Yeah, I think they cast it. I think they're all ready to go. I just think that the producer,
Kennedy and Feige.
I think the producer just got canned.
Okay, so what I'm reading here is that Leslie Headland, I think
Just
she's
so
the one
good.
dude, I need to try it.
Watermelon, Dr. Pepper, strawberries, and cream. Don't mess around.
Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige over this.
So who did they fire?
I think it was Leslie Headland.
Yes, she was the producer that was hired to make this IP, and apparently she had another deal on the table that she didn't take in good faith to produce this. What is it? A show? This is a show or a movie? What is this?
I think it's a streaming show.
Yeah,
as a show. So she left one to come produce this show, and then without notice they just fired her. So now she wasn't able to go back to the other project that she had. So now she was left without anything.
Oh, damn.
Okay, I was wrong. It was not the lady whom I previously mentioned. It was another lady named Karen McCarthy. She was the executive producer for it. Yeah. And she was on for only like a few weeks. Then they canned her, and yeah, like they're moving on, and obviously they're moving on without her. So she's like, well, I'm gonna get my bread one way or another.
So what did they fire her from originally? The Acolytes or something else?
From the Acolytes IP.
Okay. I mean, you got to mess up pretty bad for Star Wars to be like, well, you're pink slip, get out of here. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I think that I read that it was just differences in where they wanted to go with the show. So I don't think that she messed up. I just think that there was, they wanted to go in a direction that didn't coincide with what she
wanted.
And so they canned her. The only problem is that, again, she left an opportunity, a guaranteed opportunity somewhere else to come here, and now you fired me without any notice or anything, and now I can't go back over there to get this other job opportunity. So now I'm fucked. I'm screwed.
Well, here's the thing. It was because she had already signed on to Acolyte, that when they offered her the producer for the IP Sugar, at Apple, had she taken that, she would have been Apple's most highly paid producer, ever. And so the fact that she lost that because of Acolytes, then she was fired from Acolytes very shortly after that. And obviously she can't get that position either. She lost millions.
She's like, if somebody gonna pay me some money, I don't give a fuck where it comes from, but someone's paying me some money. I'm not just gonna take a L all the way around here.
Yeah.
Bro. Someone's paying me, and I don't blame her.
Yeah. From what she says is that she was wrongfully terminated. That's what she's claiming, a wrongful termination, and it ruined her opportunities for other projects, which kind of stopped her from, getting paid for it. According to, I'm reading off of the Direct, and it says, according to an exclusive report from Deadline, Lucasfilm is facing a lawsuit from producer Karen McCarthy after she was hired to work on Disney's Plus Acolyte last year, only to be fired from the project weeks later. McCarthy then claims she was recruited to the High Republic show at the same time as she was approached for an Apple TV Plus show called Sugar, but opted to pursue the Star Wars project instead. But the time McCarthy was fired from the Acolytes, the Apple TV show opportunity was off the table, and Lucas refused to pay her for the work she had already done, contrary to stipulation in her contracts that she would be. Wow, man, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
That's a hella fucked up. The lawsuit.
Again, when you bet on yourself, dude, these are the risks that you take, man.
Yep, these are the risks. These are the risks you take in that situation. Nobody told her that she didn't need to take that Apple job. She chose to take the Star Wars job, and then she didn't get it. Or she did get it, but she was let go. So what do you guys think? Is this something that they're going to lose from? You think this show's going to get... Well, I mean, apparently it's scrapped, right?
No. I was incorrect.
Yeah, no, I knew that they were still making it.
They are moving forward with it. It's just that we haven't heard anything about it in fucking forever. So it was hard to say that, they're moving.
And I heard that there was some minor arguing or discussions between Favreau and Kennedy, because Kennedy was talking about using the Grogu character in newer IPs, and Filoni or whatever didn't want to allow her because of how she was taking the Star Wars franchise, that it was against on how he was taking it.
Well, to be completely fair, she's not going to be in that position forever. She's only a few years out before they're going to let her go.
Yeah, but she can get a lot of stuff done in a couple of years, and she's there, man.
Yeah, but with the way that Disney is structured, probably not as much as she thinks she can.
Okay. So what do you guys think? You think this Acolyte show's still on the return? Is it still coming through, or what?
What is that show?
Apparently it's just based on the High Republic, and everything about the advertisements and everything kind of correlates more like Sith, like the Sith culture and stuff like that. Which I'm hoping maybe it's like the political standings and how the Sith want to take over the Empire and do all that stuff. I think it'd be great, the Republic or whatever they want to call it. I mean, we've always seen the ideals of the between, right? Which is between the Jedi and the normal everyday rebel. What we've never seen is the political aspects in Star Wars based on the Sith and their agenda. So I think it has a lot of potential to be like a Game of Thrones kind of thing, which is what they've been talking about for years. They've been talking about bringing like a Game of Thrones-esque show to the Star Wars franchise. Finally getting away from the Skywalker saga, I hope. but yeah, we'll see where it goes. I mean, they're already having troubles right now, so we'll see how long it takes them to get there. But yeah.
Dude, Daphne Keene's gonna be in it.
Yeah, Daphne King's name had popped up. Daphne King is the character that played Lauren in the Logan series, the little girl that played the X-23, which I believe Marvel has been waiting for to make her the adult version of the new Wolverine in the film. So we'll see how that plays out.
As well.
What else do we got, guys? So right now, as of what we've been talking about, Disney Star Wars is getting sued by this producer in the Acolyte series. What is it? What kind of effect does it have? What do you guys think on the Disney and Star Wars brand?
Honestly, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't like.
So I fucking love Brian. Brian's like, fuck that chick.
Like, I don't care. Like, this again. This is nothing new. I don't understand why this is news. Like, when it was brought up in when we were talking about it, I'm like, I don't even know if this is news. Like, this shit happens all the time. Like, I don't understand like why this is such big news. I think just because there's nothing else going on. And this is getting the name, the Acolytes, out there so people can remember that they're having the show coming. But I don't even know why this is news. Like, this happens all the time.
Hey man, fucking, there's no such thing as bad PR, right?
Yeah.
Bad press. But I mean, fucking, when was the last time you heard anything about the Acolytes? What,
That's
like
what
a
I'm
year
saying.
ago?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there was nothing being said about it, and that's the only reason why I can think that this is
Honestly, the only other reason that I can
news.
think of on it, like to be completely honest, is that the fact that like they're just trying to highlight more of like bad things that are happening in Hollywood, But even then, like I would still kind of think that that's like a bit of a stretch. But that's just me personally. Yet again, like we're still kind of like in that like super duper woke, let's not let the world be mean to each other sort of shit. And if like people do bad things to each other, call them out for it. And so who knows, maybe this is one of those byproducts of that. I don't fucking know, dude. Either way, like good on Dave Filoni and John Favreau for blocking Kathleen Kennedy for not letting them fuck up their IP.
Yeah, no kidding. I really don't think this is anything for Star Wars. I mean, Disney shits money, and Star Wars shits its own money too. So I really don't think them getting sued by anybody is really going to put a factor in anything. If anything, this is going to bring attention to the Acolyte show, bring people more to the attention of it, and get it more on the ball, which is something that we're really, really hoping for that happens soon. We do have the Mandalorian going on right now, but that's pretty much it. And the Ahsoka Tano show is still in works, and so is I don't know, Boba Fett, or I don't know what the fuck they're doing nowadays with
This
this.
would be better news to me if she sued them and she didn't get anything, like she lost.
Like she lost to him.
That to me is news.
And then it says like judge in mid case says, quote, sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that kind of shit. I would love to hear that kind of shit. That would be fucking wild. Hey, I have to ask, so like a lot of people, like I think Mike just said this, that it was kind of like a slow week in the news cycle, but I have to argue with that, because did you guys hear the Punisher is coming to Daredevil?
Yeah, dude.
Brian,
Mr. John Bernthal.
the Punisher is coming to Daredevil on Disney. Fucking Brian, look at his face. He's like, God damn it.
All right, so you know how you were having your reservations
Doubts.
about
Yeah, doubts.
About Deadpool.
Yeah, no, it's true. I wasn't lying, man.
I wasn't. I'm not. I don't have an issue with Deadpool, but I am a little bit concerned
for the Daredevil series, huh?
about the Punisher.
Yeah, well, both of them, the Daredevil and Punisher. Daredevil came out. It was rough.
I'm not worried about. I listen. Daredevil was kind of crazy, but Punisher was like wild.
I mean, think about it this way: Daredevil from Netflix to She-Hulk. Like that's something fucking scary to think about when you say, "Hey, we're bringing the Punisher," and it's like, "Well, I've seen what you could do with Daredevil." Like, what are you telling me here? Like, is he a Buddhist monk? Is he working at fucking Baskin Robbins with fucking Ant-Man? Like, what is it? Like, what's his thing?
So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being full-blown Netflix Punisher, what Punisher
6.
do you think we're gonna get here?
I think we're gonna get like a 6.
If that.
Yeah, if that, a 6.
Okay, but I don't know if you guys heard, but John Bernthal had said before that he would love to come back as the Punisher, but only if they kept the same integrity as what he was before. So what is that?
John Bernthal is a great stage actor and performer. He's not like a fucking Norman Reedus action actor.
Do you guys watch his podcast? Do you guys watch like his podcast?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I've seen it. I think it's rad. I think it's cool.
I think like one of the very few full episodes that I've ever caught was actually the him and Shia.
Oh, the Shia LaBeouf episode. Shia LaBeouf is a crazy motherfucker, though. Like I tell people all the time, like that. Like I kind of think John Bernthal hangs around with these guys to get street cred, like, and then acts hard around them, and then takes classes. Like
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think
he's just batshit crazy, and I like it, yo.
Oh, I think Shia LaBeouf is batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not John Bernthal. Yeah, not John Bernthal. Yeah, I think John Bernthal hangs around with crazy people to kind of give himself some street cred. Like, but then again, like he went to theater school in Russia, and Russia doesn't fuck around. Like I love listening to that podcast. He's on like the Joe Rogan show, and they're talking about him being in Russia. And remember, I think I told you where like he stepped out of a car and forgot his wallet. And remember we talked about it, Brian? I think I told you. Yeah. And he went through like a whole ass thing, but like those are life lessons that he then takes with him to become a better actor. But like, I just think that intriguing wise, you can put up a name in front of John Bernthal and be like, yo, this is going to be the writer. And he'll be like, oh my God, they wrote Ophelia 17, the theater player, and I love it. It's such a masterpiece. I'll totally come back to Punisher. He's not coming back because it's like, yo, we want it to be bloody. We want it to be violent. He's not looking for that. He's looking for the writing aspect for it to be amazing.
Yeah, but that was the whole, like, that was the reason why we love the Punisher, though.
Yeah, no. And that's 100% correct. But Netflix is willing to go that range. Like, Netflix is willing to be like, I mean, yeah, we can cut his guts out and do all this shit. Disney's not going to do that. They'll bring crazy writers to come and make it hardcore. But they're not going to go with what Netflix did for the violence and all that stuff. So it's just like I said, like if we're looking at the anticipation of like, hey, well, maybe it's going to be good or bad. Look at what they did with Daredevil. Daredevil was the pinnacle of what a superhero television show could bring for violence and relativity in nature, and without needing the Punisher by himself. It was just an amazing show, and they totally dog-watered it. They dog-watered his character in She-Hulk. They made him a joke. They made him a fucking joke. So, yeah, not really all that hype for Punisher right now. You know what? I think it's just going to have to take that one initiative movement. It's either going to be like Deadpool, or when they actually get that opportunity to do like a standalone of one of these characters to really see if they're going to pull it off or not. That's really what it's going to correlate to. Because it's hard for me to just throw it all in the trash because of She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Like, that's all we got.
So I'm gonna give a little bit of pushback to what Michael Betancourt said in the comment. He said, I don't think that any of this is a bad thing. Writing and story are massively important. I will agree with that. But it's the fucking Punisher, bro. Like, we don't need good writing and good story.
Yeah, we just there's a specific thing we want.
Like, he has a dope story that has been told so many fucking. We get it. We get all that shit.
I'll tell you what though.
For some badass fucking.
What's up, Georgie? Good to see you, my dude.
Badass killing, bro. That's why we watch that shit. That's why I watch it anyway.
As a matter of fact, if anyone has a chance, as a matter of fact, I just got done watching this show last night. If you have Amazon Prime, check out Chris Pratt's Terminal List.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
I don't know if Brian. I don't know if you got to see that.
No.
But that is 100% the Punisher. That is 100% the Punisher. Like, straight everything you would want in a Punisher film.
It's almost
like fucking exact character, dude. Exact fucking character, the Punisher. And it's Chris Pratt playing him. And Chris Pratt does a pretty amazing job. Does a pretty amazing job.
And you wouldn't think so from being such comedic, like
yeah, that's the thing. Is like you're always.
This is a huge shift for him because like there's little comedy, if any, in this.
No, there's no fucking comedy, man. That movie that's 100% like just from 100 to 90 miles an hour in like 5 seconds, dude. I didn't know what to expect when I went into it. I thought it was just going to be another that Rainbow Six, Remorse for Another Day, or the one with Michael B. Jordan. I thought it was just going to be like that. Like it was just going to, and it doesn't. It turns into like this whole entire like Punisher-esque story, and Chris Pratt does an amazing job. The other gentleman that plays Ben, which is his best friend, he comes out in a lot of like those espionage films, did an amazing fucking job. Everybody did an amazing job in that film. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't know a whole lot of espionage, but yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he does like action stuff.
Like, dude, Jai Courtney, Constance Wu, like I fucking love these. Like,
yeah, Jai Courtney did an amazing job. Jai Courtney, the guy from Boomerang, the guy from the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in the film. He plays like kind of like a villain-esque role. But like, dude, like, there's so many twists and turns in that film that when it all comes together, you're kind of like, well, I hope it all works out in the end. And then in the end, it comes, and it comes to fruition, and you're 100% going, yeah, this is the fucking Punisher. Like, it's literally a Punisher movie. It's so good. It's called The Terminal List. If you guys get a chance, I recommend it. 8 episodes. Each episode's like 45 minutes long. It's pretty solid. But yeah.
Question before we move on. Do you guys necessarily need, and maybe I just want to make sure that, or see if I'm bugging, do you guys need good writing and good story for the Punisher specifically? I don't mean in general, but I mean for that specific character. Are you looking for an over-the-top writing? Like, do you need that with this character specifically, or do you just need some badass fucking cool fucking moments and a little bit of story?
Jake, do you want to go first?
honestly, man, I would like to see it.
Okay.
Why not? You know, why not give depth to a character who has a lot of, you know, training scars, who has a lot of trauma, who has a lot of PTSD, who has like a lot of family shit that goes on. You know, why not give more depth to his military career, you know, to his family life, to his childhood, you know, because Frank Castle isn't his real name. Mm-hmm. It's Francis Castiglione.
Okay.
You know, so why not highlight, you know, his Castiglione days?
Gotcha.
For me, it's one of those things that I think it's mandatory for Marvel right now to create characters with depth. And the reason why is because we've already seen the silly comic book world run right through everything that Hollywood have and create an event that no one ever thought could happen.
Dude, I don't trust him to do that anymore. I don't.
Well, that's the thing is that
because and to keep me fucking entertained, dude. So you know what I want right now from you guys? Just give me some cool shit with some cool fucking action scenes, with some cool deaths and all that shit, and I'm satisfied, bro.
But let me give you a little bit of pushback. With who though? Because none of the characters that they have, none of the characters that they have right now on the Marvel lineup has the depth for you to care for them to go that far for anything.
And you're telling me that fucking the Punisher is the one you're gonna fucking do that with?
Well, he has more history with whoever watches him. You know exactly who he is. You know his history. So like for them to give you just another marvelous gun scene, I mean it'd be cool. But since you already know his origin story, you know he can shoot guns and beat people. Mm-hmm. Why not correlate and take him like deeper into the mind that James Cameron can do, or what's that Spotless Mind movie?
Chris, because of Phase 4.
Oh yeah, Phase 4 fucked everything. Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, Phase 4. We have no faith that they can get it done.
Yeah, and I don't need that from you right now. I just need you to pull me back in.
No, but this is going off of just what you asked, right? Like the question was like, do I need that for a character like the Punisher? And it's like, I mean, yeah, we can get our nitty gritty, shoot the guns, jump off walls, and do crazy. Like that one Punisher movie, Warzone. I'll watch that bitch every day because it's so corny, dude. And I love that fucking guy as the Punisher. That was the comic book. That was 100% the comic book. But it was done the way they did like the 1990s Ninja Turtles movie. Which was like, you knew that bitch was in a studio. That shit was not outside. The fucking roof is painted blue. Like, it's not even a real skyline. Like, there was stunt work and pads, and it just looked corny as shit. All the buildings are made of cardboard and like 2-dimensional. Like, I'll never forget the Punisher Warzone movie, which I still to this day think it's fucking amazing. I don't know why. There's the 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. There's the scene where he fucking blows the guy up with a rocket launcher, and the guy does like a side flip off a building. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you remember that shit, Brian?
It was amazing.
It was the stupidest fucking graphic CG or whatever they used. It was fucking horrible, but it made me laugh so hard on how bad it was. Because the rocket like does like a weird like not a real like rocket move, hits the guy upside down slowly. The guy turns into like chunky gibbets, you know what I mean? And it was silly, dude. It was silly.
We're gonna revisit this. We're gonna revisit this conversation when they do decide to do a spin-off Punisher show and they hire a fucking Rick and Morty.
Oh God, did I hope not, dude?
Stop that.
I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna look the both of you in your fucking face and I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, because it would be bad if they did that shit. But you're right. I mean, going back to what I mean.
If they ever brought in like a Rick and Morty writer, I would sign off of Marvel.
And you know what, Brian? Like
most of the projects that you've been seeing have been
all Rick and Morty writers.
Rick and Morty writers.
Yeah. Yep. In fact, the guy who wrote Loki 2 or Loki the series is the one who was a producer or a writer in The Punisher and then was a writer in Quantumania. Like, there's even correlation to speak that apparently that the guy put an Easter egg in, and the void world that's at the end of the Loki series is actually Battle World, which is where Secret Wars is going to be in. So, like, he already showed you where Secret Wars is going to be. That's going to be the big, like, oh, it was all there all along. Agatha did it or whatever. You know, it was always there or whatever. And that's the correlation. And it's like, God, it doesn't seem very cool, like, when I say it out loud, because I glossed over that place like if it was, like, nothing, just a background. Because it looked like shit. So, I don't know what they're going to do with that. But, yeah, Brian, I think you're absolutely correct. I think the fact that the writers and what it is that they've done with Phase 4 gives us that thing where it's like I don't have faith in them even pulling off a good Punisher series. So when I saw that Punisher was coming to Daredevil, I was like, save yourself, bro. Like save yourself, run. Run, John Bertha. No, don't let him do it. Don't let him do it because, dude, the Punisher series is going to be 18 episodes long. 18 fucking episodes long. Just give the fucking guy a fucking movie. Like, why are you gonna do 18 That's horrible. That's like, I can barely handle 8 episodes of this shit that they're making right now.
It's gonna be weekly too, so it's.
Oh man, dude. I don't know. I think it's a big thing. I think they're putting too many eggies in a basket when it comes into the Daredevil thing and his popularity. Because it's like, what do? Like, you had Ant-Man fight Kang the Conqueror in a fist fight and apparently throw him into a multiversal engine and win in a fist fight. And now you're going to bring in Daredevil because he's supposed to, fist fight all the other ones, Emotives, or Immortus, fucking Ramatut, the Centurion or whatever. Like, he's going to fist fight all them too? And that's what they're going to do? Like, that's your big end game? What's Daredevil going to... Okay, what's the Thunderbolts going to do to the Century? Like, it doesn't make sense anymore. Nothing is making sense.
I don't mind the 18 episodes. I think if they release them in batches, like 5 a week or something like that, or
oh shit, I mean,
like that, then I would,
like a daily kind of thing.
Well, no, just like a week. They'll give you like 3, like they'll give you 3 episodes to binge or whatever, and kind of drag it out that way. But if you're gonna give me one episode, 18 episodes, dude, I already know you're gonna lose me.
Dude, it's gonna fucking drag, dude. If it's 18 episodes, one a week, nah,
Tricks, are you looking forward to an 18 episode Daredevil show?
I can get behind it with only one stipulation, and it's kind of what you guys are harping about, but I think you guys are bitching about the wrong thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are mad at writers, which understandably so. Don't get mad at writers. Get mad at the quality control. It's
oh no!
Yeah,
oh no! We've talked about that here.
All of them. Fuck them all, dude. Fuck the guy that holds the mic. Everybody.
What I'm saying is that, like, granted, like, I am kind of paraphrasing John Campea, but the thing is that, like, his thing was like people are getting mad at, like, are getting very turned off with
Writers.
Not just writers, but the Phase 4 in the MCU because of bad quality control. And a lot of this happened to be under the direction of Bob Chapek. Now that Bob Iger is back, you know, there's a lot more faith going forward, and he's putting a lot more back in the hands of the people who originally had these things going forward with it. You know, back when the MCU was...
I haven't seen that yet. Like, we haven't seen any of that yet.
That's the thing. Those implementations are not going to be seen until
we get something.
Phase 5.
I'll take it a step further. And yes, I do believe you. I do think that Phase 4 will age a lot better. I will agree with you there. But what I am saying is, also, not only are I'm not going to speak for Chris, but for myself, not only am I bitching about the writers, because that is directly what we're seeing, but me and Chris have spent plenty of time bitching about the quality control, and not only that, but the conversation that everyone seems to be ducking is that not only was that under Bob Chapek's watch, but that was also under Kevin Feige's watch.
Yeah, and Kevin Feige is still the fucking head of that shit.
But here's the thing, and like, I'm not trying to dick ride Kevin Feige, and it's really gonna sound like I am, but Kevin Feige was really taken out of a lot of
riding commenced.
Yeah, bro. Unfortunately, he was kind of taken out of certain
commence the lube.
Out of certain like aspects of quality control when it came to Phase 4. You know, like their shareholders unfortunately started having a lot more say in, you know, their movies than, you know, Kevin Feige originally had them have, you know, back in the day.
I'm going to tell you what I really think it is, and people may not agree with me or whatnot, but I think the actual people that held this shit together were the Russo brothers. I think the Russo brothers had the Disney held Marvel together, and Kevin Feige was just like, hey, well, what do you guys think? Because you guys are the ones that actually know this shit.
Oh, man,
that's what I think it is, because when the Russo brothers left, the Marvel instantly went low. You can't deny that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, there was a lot of projects that did go down.
Look, I'll even throw this out there just to kind of, you know, rattle the work. Kevin Feige's production after Endgame, the Russo brothers' 2 films after Endgame. Which ones do you guys prefer? Which was the one with Chris Hemsworth and then the Gray Man, compared to whatever Marvel pushed out in Phase 4?
Listen, I get where you're going. And the Gray Man was trash to me personally.
You didn't like it? I love that show. I thought it was great, dude.
I didn't. But
I thought it was fun.
This is my thing. I honestly think the Russo
I would have rather
brothers,
have Extraction.
I think the Russo brothers are overrated. I'm gonna say that.
They're good.
Overrated. They're overrated.
Oh wow.
They're overrated. You know what happened? You know what they were given? They were given the keys to a Lamborghini and told not to crash it.
They didn't.
And they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't crash the Lamborghini.
That's what I'm saying. But they're only gonna get but so much praise from me for that. They were given this. It wasn't like they started the MCU and built it to what it is right now.
Yeah, they really didn't. I really.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but you're looking at the 2 guys who built the Avengers and building the bigger events.
Just let me finish real quick, Chris.
Yeah.
You're crediting the Russo brothers for saving the fucking MCU. I don't think that.
No, they didn't save it.
Again, they were given the keys to a Lamborghini and told not to crash it, and they did. They actually fucking Mario Andretti the shit. So I will give them credit for that, but that's all.
Well, I mean, but then after that, they gave the keys to who? Because they fucked that Lamborghini up completely in Phase 4.
I mean,
like, they hit every fucking thing they could. They drove 80 in speed in the school zone. They fucking slammed into every curb you could think.
They gave it to the shareholders, a bunch of 14-year-old retards who didn't know how to fucking do anything. And guess what? They fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. So what I'm saying is that they had a big drop-off when they got rid of the talent. When they got rid of the talented directors that were trying to take care of the franchise. The ones that knew the value of that Lamborghini. Now they're giving it to people who don't give a shit if it's a Lamborghini.
Yeah, but to credit what Brian is saying, they produced, was it 4? Yeah, four movies for phases 1 through 3. You know,
bangers, all of them.
Yeah, and they were. You know, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Endgame, and Infinity War, right? Like,
I mean, even to this day, Winter Soldier,
probably the best Captain America movie ever.
And then you look at Extraction, and it's literally the same format. Like, they make those movies fairly well. They make those action low to the ground. Like, if you told me you were bringing half of the Russo brothers to make Daredevil, I would be 100% inclined to want to watch it. I'd be 100%. I would be all about it. If I was going to tell you the guy who made Extraction, not even give you a name, was going to do the Daredevil TV show for 18 episodes, would you want to watch it? Yeah, I'd want to watch it. It sounds great.
If I had Drew Goddard,
I don't know who that is. Who's that? 24?
He's the original creator for Daredevil on Netflix. If I had him attached to the new one, sure, let's do it.
I mean, yeah, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. So who do you get from...
Why?
He's not going to do it because he's not going to be allowed to do what Netflix allowed him to do. Disney's not going to allow him to do exactly what Netflix did. If he could come in and be like, hey, remember what you did with Netflix? Like, just do the same thing. I guarantee that guy would be like, bet, let's go. But Kevin Feige was like, I don't want it to be like that. Kevin Feige was the one that did not like the Netflix Daredevil series. Like, that's what's crazy is Kevin Feige did not like the Netflix Daredevil series. And I don't know if it's in the idea that he didn't like it because Netflix was more successful with it than they were.
No, he was just a hating. Yeah, he was a hater. It was something that he didn't control. That
What's
had
up, Lemon?
the fucking Marvel tag on it. And if it received any type of praise, it wasn't going to be under his watch. So he was a hater for that.
Yeah, of course. Like, because it's not on his watch. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like, I didn't know if it was because like it wasn't connected to the Disney Marvel IP and it was through Netflix that he was like, nah, fuck that. We could have done that shit better.
Dude, and that's the thing, dude. It like it had very subtle hints that it could have been, but that was
the Easter eggs, right? Like what was it? The evasion. And things like that, right?
Yeah, the talking about the invasion and ever since a man with a hammer came and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
A little bit about the New York incident, I mean, outside of that, I mean, yeah, like it really had nothing to do with Kevin Feige. And so to Brian's point, it's a very good possibility that's why he may not have liked it.
Yeah, that's what I would assume that would be the reason.
Yeah,
because it was fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, for what it's worth, it was great. It's like Deadpool. Like Deadpool did fantastic in someone else's hands. But we're just gonna have to see what they do with it, which is the major problem. Is we're gonna see what they can allow.
Were Ryan Reynolds' hands.
Yeah, and
Ryan Reynolds is still front and center when it comes to Deadpool.
Is he like in the director seat too, kind of thing, or what?
I know.
I don't think he's directing.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's producing.
Okay, I mean, I have a lot of faith in Daredevil, and I know that, I mean not Daredevil, but Deadpool. Yeah, because there is like for Disney Marvel to come in and be like, hey, we like what you all did with Deadpool, but we're gonna do it better. I think they 100% know with whatever Ryan Reynolds wants to do, he knows the character.
Okay, yeah. So Ryan Reynolds is a producer. Mm-hmm. So is Kevin Feige. Screenplay is by Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy.
Good fight, sir. Good fight and good night, Michael Betancourt. Thank you for jumping on the show with us, brother. You get some rest, man.
Sean Levy? Oh, dude, he's awesome.
But like I said, I think Kevin Feige knows and trusts that Ryan Reynolds is going to do whatever it takes to make the best Deadpool. And then for them to be like, hey, man, well, now we're in the multiverse, have fun. Like, and then it's like, okay, so you have to imagine that Ryan Reynolds got away with using not only Marvel, but DC IPs in his film in the part 2. He was referencing Batman, referencing Superman, referencing all these different characters in a bunch of different times. And he got away with that shit. And Ryan Reynolds, for what it's worth, and what he's carried for Deadpool, he's done an amazing fucking job. Like, he's gotten a lot of leeway for just his love of the character. Like, that's one of the biggest things I am excited for whatever phase Deadpool's coming in. Because he's going to do... I wouldn't even doubt that he goes to, like, the Snyderverse and a multiverse. Like, and he brings back all of the fucking, like, Ben Affleck, Ezra Miller, fucking Jason... And he has them all in scene. All in costume. Because that's the kind of pull he can do as Deadpool. Like, that's hella cool. Like, that's fucking great to me. I don't even know. I'm super excited about that, but... Yeah, yeah, there's just something about it, man. Like, I don't feel comfortable with, like you said, like the them getting, what is it, Rick and Morty writers to write all of these characters out and all this stuff. So I just don't know how I feel. It's cool to hear that John Bertnall's coming back. Of course, they talked about Karen and Froggy not coming back to the IP. So they're not bringing back every character. So are you guys cool with that part too, or do you guys want to see more of like those?
Wall is pretty much given up on acting anyway, and the guy who plays Foggy, well, too bad. I mean, I don't know.
Too bad. And are you good with that, Brian? Like them not bringing those two characters back? Like you're kind of like, hey, you can't bring them all.
Dude, I already told you what I want from the show, bro. I don't.
You just want straight violence. Brian's like, the moment it starts, I just want him to say,
I want to see
get it, and just start shooting.
I want to see someone's face not be there at the end of the episode.
That's it.
That's rad, dude. God, dude, I would love to see Brian's Punisher. That's all I gotta say, dude.
No, but that's the fucking Punisher, dude. Like that's who I know he is. I don't know any major arcs with him in it. I know he had like some roles in like Secret Wars and all that shit. Like I get all that, but like I don't know any major story arcs with this guy in it. What I do know is that he's a fucking badass that fucks people up.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, probably his most important role was like the War Files series, which is where he just goes around and fucking assassinates people, and they just kind of backstory into all the characters he's killing off and whatnot. There is, of course,
the War Machine armor.
War Machine arc is exactly what I was going to say, and that correlates very well with Armor Wars coming up, where Rhodey's going to be this character who, after Tony Stark dies, all his plans get leaked when Natasha Romanoff leaks all the files from Winter Soldier or Civil War, and now everyone has all of the Tony Stark tech and all that other stuff, and everyone's clamoring for it, even internationally, because apparently the Skrulls are after it because his equipment was able to take out Thanos' stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think I heard that that's going to be the basis of the show, is that not only Tony Stark,
like villains,
his shit traveled galaxies.
Galaxies, like why? Like people know of his shit.
Everybody knows about Stark Tech, and now they're all going to get their hands on it. But bringing it back to the Punisher, dude. Like honestly, when it comes to Frank Castle, I am a normie. Like, I don't know much about him, dude. But again, what I do know of him is that he's a badass fucking character.
Yep, he brings the violence, man. He brings the violence, and that's what it is. I think one of his greatest arcs would probably have been Civil War.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. I didn't mean Secret Wars. I meant Civil War.
Civil War. No, that's right. Yeah, that was probably one of his greatest arcs, but we've already passed that, so it's hard for them to kind of go back and throw that in there and it not make sense to something and it be like a throwaway to something else. So, I don't know.
His role in Secret War, in Civil War. It was very
Small.
minute.
Yeah.
It
was small, but damn, was it important.
Yeah, dude, but like he got shit done.
He was the one that saved Spidey, right? He saved Spider-Man.
Yeah, he fucking... Dude, it's G shit, dude. He fucking grabs Spidey, takes him into the sewer, gives him to Captain America, then puts 2 fucking holes in 2 villains that are working with Captain America. Yeah. He just kills 2 dudes, and Cap's like, what are you doing? Those guys are on our side. And he's like, well, they're villains, Cap. This is what I do. Yeah.
Who the fuck needs a story?
He's like, I'm sorry, Cap. This is what the fuck I do.
And what happens right after that? He gets the fucking snap beat out of him, and he's like, "Fight back, pussy!" And he's like,
dude, he fucking like, Captain America beats the shit out of Punisher, and he's just like, "Well, sorry, Cap. This is still what I do. I don't know how to beat my ass."
You're telling me that you need a story in your writing for that kind of character, bro. I don't need that, bro.
And that's what makes it so cool. Is like he's such a machine. Like he's such a machine that he needs something. He needs something, because if not, it's just like you're just like, oh, this guy's just going around killing people with no mind. Like he's just going around there, and I'm good about that. It's like Terminator, dude, with no fucking script, dude.
Dude, I don't
John,
know,
my boy John, it's good to see you, brother. He says, why is Brian and Trigger's microphone sound so low?
Dude, and it's weird because I just got off and like I was listening to my mic on like my software, and I sounded fine. Yeah,
and actually, even on mine, you guys are coming through the speakers fairly well. I don't know if it's maybe the program or something, but
it might be.
We'll just have you guys speak up a little bit, maybe get a little bit closer to the microphone. Nothing too crazy. It's good. We got it. Thank you, John. We're gonna fix this, man. We're gonna fix this. John, we'll be in Corpus next week, man. So I hope I get to see you. I know I didn't get to see you when you came down, but we're gonna be up there for a convention up there, so I'll hit you up for sure. Yeah, the Punisher coming to Marvel. Also, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a lot of pushbacks in Marvel right now, man. What? A lot of pushbacks. A lot of pushbacks. So apparently, the rumor is Secret Wars is getting pushed back to 2028. 2028, dude. It's another 10 years.
Dude, I'll be almost 40.
Yeah. That's another. And I told Brian this too. I was like, when we talked about, I mean, we all talked about this a long time ago, which is like, do you think they can do it in that 6-year gap? And I didn't think so. With as much as they wanted to fill in the story of Secret Wars, and even with a Kang variant story, like, I don't think so, man. I thought it was going to be another 10 years. It's the only way to flesh out as much stuff, because you retire 90% of the Avengers roster and bring up a whole new cast of characters that no one really cares about in the comics. So how do you make them care in the films? So now they're talking about pushing it to 2028, introducing the X-Men, introducing Fantastic Four, introducing all these characters between, and even the Doctor Strange, and bringing back the Kang variant from Quantumania as a Beyonder and making him a good guy and pushing him all the way forward and all this stuff. And it's like, that's a lot of stuff that they got to get between here and there. There's no way they're going to do that shit like in 2025, 2026. Like,
I mean, I don't know if
it's still very, like, it's not sourced though.
I don't know where my hype level is going to be at by 2028.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, listen, if that's how long it takes, that's how long it takes.
If it's 2028, but the writing is fixed and everything is back to being good again, shit, I'll watch that shit till I die, man.
That's
you know what I
mean?
mean?
Like, I do think that there is a reason for them to push everything back. It's because they understand that the quality just isn't where it used to be. So they're trying to fix it. So as long as I know that you're trying actively to fix things, I mean,
I'm for it. I'm for it. Ambulances are going to start circling me. That's funny as fuck. I'm not even going to lie. Last question before we get into discussion for Last of Us and The Mandalorian, you guys. Have you guys heard or got the opportunity to go check out Scream 5?
No.
No?
I heard it was good, though.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good. It was gory. It was fun.
I also heard that Creed 3 was good, too, so I don't fucking know anymore. I just don't know anymore.
How do you guys feel with the whole entire aspect of, like, the Scream franchise getting into, like, that Jason Takes Manhattan kind of thing?
Dude,
this is turning into the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah, I haven't even seen like the last like 3 Screams, so I can't.
I mean, they kind of correlate the same way, right? It's like a copycat killer, pulling off the same shit the first person did, but it always has that.
It's the Saw franchise, but just not as weird.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because then you always have the return of like the original character come back, and she's like, "I'm here, motherfucker," and then she like goes after the dude and like, but she knows how to kill him faster or whatnot. Yeah, I know Robert Flores in the comment section had said that Scream 5 was real fun. And I know he's a big fan, so is JD and a couple of our other friends that have been on the show. A lot of them are about it.
Are you planning on watching this?
I'm not a big fan of the Scream franchise. I thought it was cool, like in the first movie and the second one. It was during that time when horror films were like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the teeny bopper horror films. They weren't really related to like the Jason, Freddy, and Michael Myers films back in the day. They were kind of, but like a new age where all the kids were younger and they could fight back because they're more athletic and pretty and all this stuff. Like, you know, they kind of like tweaked it a little bit to kind of correlate to the younger crowd. And now that younger crowd has grown up, and now they're like, well, we want to see what happens when you grow them up and make them serious. And it's like, yeah, but then it just turns into Sharknado. Like, it's a bunch of like B-list actors that haven't acted in a long time. But the crazy part is they just locked down that girl. What's her name? The one from the Wednesday show.
Oh, Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, Jenny Ortega's in it. She's a hot commodity right now in the series.
Oh, well, she's been in the last 2. I mean, in this one and the one prior.
So she was in the previous one?
Yeah.
And that makes me think that she's going to be the villain in this one.
No, she isn't.
Because that's what they always do. They always like bring back that one person.
No, she isn't. I read the synopsis. It's fucking stupid.
Perfect. Correlates really good to what they do for that movie, huh? Scream 23. But so you guys aren't going to watch it either or what?
No.
Nah?
Yeah, I haven't seen like the last 3 or 4 of them, to be honest. I'm so lost. Like, even if I wanted to go watch this movie, I would have no idea who the characters are. I would have no idea. But then again, I mean, it's a Scream movie, so I don't know how much I have to be in the loop. It's the same shit, dude. So
Good point. All right, boys, onwards into our regular conversation pieces. We have about half an hour left for the show. This brings us into the opportunity to talk about the things we know and love. Starting with the first one is going to be the recap we've already been covering for weeks, and that's going to be The Last of Us Episode 8 recap. Boys, recap. I'm sorry, I put two E's on that, man. Recap.
I love that, by the way.
That makes me laugh. I don't even know why. I was in a rush, dude.
I love the fact that you read it that way.
Yeah, the re-kid and shit. I love re-kid. Guys, tell me what you guys thought of this last episode, man.
10 out of
Triggs,
10.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah, Triggs, you go first. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yo, he's
100 out of
such a
100.
simp. Yo,
Yeah, dude, look at him.
bro.
Bro,
Look at him.
First and foremost,
He's blushing,
you
man.
You have Troy Baker as James in this episode.
Tell us who Troy Baker is for those that don't know.
His name.
Yeah, who's Troy Baker? Who's Troy Baker? For those that don't know who Troy Baker is, let us know.
Troy Baker is the original voice actor for Joel. And and you hear it sometimes too. Like there are some instances where he kind of like has that like growly kind of voice, and you'll hear like the Joel character kind of like flesh through a little bit.
Okay.
Very, very, very much like David Hayter in
Oh, my boy, that's right here, boy. Right here.
David Hayter in Guy
A tattoo.
You kind of hear it a little bit, like when he says like no, you'll hear Solid Snake come out a little bit.
Straight, man. That's my tattoo on my chest, man. Les Enfants Terribles, the terrible child. Hell yeah. That's the program for Metal Gear Solid, boys, just in case you didn't know. I'm a big Metal Gear fan. I don't even know why I'm such a big Metal Gear fan, but I am. So yeah, Troy Baker was always also a very, very well-known voice actor.
Yeah,
he played that Death Face in Death Stranding.
Yeah.
He played the gold face guy in Death Stranding, the gold skull face. Very good actor, been in a lot of cool stuff, works really cool with Hideo Kojima, so he's been in a lot of things the last couple of years. So it's very cool to see him come out as a character in the franchise that he did very well in and starred in the video game franchise. How did you guys feel about his performance coming to live action?
She was beautiful.
It was spot, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the show was very good. The way they portrayed this like cultist religious faction that's living out in the woods was very ominous and creepy. Like I didn't play the game, so getting this far in the game, I didn't even get to. So I didn't even know this was a part.
He was Baki.
Yeah, he's Baki.
In the new show, he's Baki. Anyway, sorry.
Just jumping into things. I didn't know he ate Dairy Queen. Never mind. Onwards.
Yeah.
I had never played this part of the game, so this was all fresh to me. Really? And the way the character that plays Ellie did that scene at the end, like putting all that much heart and emotion into that scene, I was totally taken by it. I was like, dude, girl, you murder the fuck out of that guy, dude. Home run that bitch. I don't even give a shit. Take your time. Cut your name in his forehead. I don't care what you do, girl. You just do it. Because that guy was creepy the whole fucking way.
Well, do you know the like what the correlation between the game and that scene?
So what I got from the show, and again, I haven't played the game, so I don't know if this is correct or not.
Well, what I mean is the difference. Like, do you know what the difference is between the game and the show? Like for that particular scene?
No, not particularly.
So it's not super duper intrinsic. It's not super duper like important, but it is kind of like the scene where you get that scene just a little bit later. Mm-hmm. Like what I mean is that like when she's hacking at him, right? She's just going to fucking town. During that time, that's when Joel jumps in and he stops her and he's like, okay. Like he's dead now. And then that's when he's like, I got you, baby girl. And like he's talking to her, trying to calm her down.
Yeah, calm her down.
Where that scene happens like a couple minutes later and it's done outside.
Okay.
I liked this episode. I think they knocked it out the park. This is probably my favorite part of part one was the cannibal scene.
Yeah.
It was a really good boss challenge at the end of this. I think that they kind of got it right with
They got the vibe. They got the vibe.
I think the actor that played, what's his name, David, the leader, right?
Yeah.
I think he did an okay job.
As like a villain?
Yeah, I'm just not gonna nitpick at it. I liked it for what it was. The one thing, if there was one thing I would critique about this, I didn't like the fact that they leaned into like the whole pedo thing.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was. I get why they do it because it's very. I mean, either way, it's just a creepy vibe. You know what I mean? It correlates to that villainish vibe of it. But I don't know if the game went that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's not a part of the game.
You had that inkling that could be a thing because of like his attitude towards Ellie. Like originally, how he was like, "Oh, I kind of want you to like be, by my side and stuff like that." But that was like it. That's when they stopped it.
This one really pushed on that idea that he was like grooming, right?
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, no,
gonna happen. And
I didn't necessarily need that part. But for what it is, I was a little bit worried. I was more so worried that they were going to deviate from the game and have Joel save the day.
I thought that was going to be it too.
Like a dad moment, right?
I was gonna hate it. I was gonna hate it because this was the best part of the game where it's all
Ellie.
It's all Ellie. It's all Ellie. Like she's on her own. I would have one more thing I would have liked is that scene when they're waiting for old boy to get back. If they had the zombies come and attack, like there is a part of the game where when they're waiting with the dead deer, zombies attack and you're shooting the zombies and all that stuff. I would have liked a little bit of that, but whatever. And that's
and it's funny that you say that because it's actually been a gripe of a lot of people. They're like, "Hey man, this is a zombie apocalypse movie where all the zombies."
I think I said it last week. Like a lot of people are complaining that there's no the urgency and the gravity of what's going on around them just isn't there. But
so it's kind of suffering from what The Walking Dead did in like its later seasons, where like the people's evil intentions are what take over the world, but it does not give you that aptitude that there is a dire situation that the world is suffering from, that people are stuck. Because you're kind of like, well, why do you even go to this fucking weird place? Why don't you just go farther out in the wilderness and just fuck it all and not even worry about it? The Indian old people are doing pretty well by themselves, not worrying about shit and crossing the river of death. Like, why can't everybody just do that shit? Like, why correlate to this church or why go to this a neighborhood where people are and just kind of fuck off and do it all on your own? But that's because of the fact that, there's like a weird zombie apocalypse, that the zombies are, mutating into these large, like you literally in the last episode, we had a zombie that's like a bodybuilder size come out of the ground. And you're not going to say like, oh yeah, that guy can't survive in the cold. You know what I mean? Like that guy could fucking start an elephant. Like he can live in the wilderness and do everything. Like there needs to be dire situations that force people into horrible situations, right? Because then you just miss the value of it. Like right now, like you guys said, they fired guns, they hunted deer, and the only thing they had to worry about was another dude with medicine come and stop them. And it's like, well, what about zombies? Like, what about the mushrooms that can't come this far out? Like, what's going on with everything? I kind of feel like it's like these last couple of episodes has kind of suffered from that zombie. I think the last episode was the DLC, and I was talking about how that zombie character, the girl had been living in the mall, and the zombie only reacted when it needed to, when the character needed to develop, rather than it be an organic situation where like zombies are just in these weird situations or zombies in the weird predicaments.
All that being said, I do think that we are kind of, or me myself, I am kind of nitpicking at it at this point because this episode was great. I think this entire series has been great.
Yeah.
There's just a few things I would have liked to have tweaked. Let me ask you a question though, Chris. As someone that hasn't played the game, how is this playing out for you? Like, are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm stoked, man. I think it's very great. I know a little bit of the story, just enough for me to be like, okay, cool. Like I know what to kind of expect. I knew that in the video game, you dealt more with fighting like the Fireflies and the Rebels more later, which I kind of wish they would show like a crafting system in the television show, like where they would make like pistols out of like random shit, or like the I know Molotovs and like the grenades play like an important part in the online multiplayer when you're fighting other characters. Like, I kind of wish they would kind of do that kind of stuff.
even in single player, yeah, fire is a big.
Like I kind of wish they would push on that more than them it just being like, cool, I found a gun, cool, I found some bullets,
But
cool, I
honestly,
got this.
All right, listen. I'll trade that off because there are some instances, like even in this last episode, dude, we got a stealth kill. Like that's a big part of the game too.
Yeah, that's a huge part of the game. Yeah, you're right, right.
We got a stealth kill, and I popped when that happened. I'm like,
Yeah, you got excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, that's a fucking stealth kill. And then like when Ellie's flashlight flickers. I'm like, holy shit, that's part of the fucking game. Like they do give you cool shit like
small little Easter eggs.
Yeah, there's like cool shit like that's awesome. Yeah.
I'm not going to complain. This show's fantastic. I'm having a great time. This last episode, even with the weird grooming pedophilia action from this weird pastor guy, it fed to that weird genre of like suspense films where you get a lot of these when it comes to these stories of like weird religious zealots trying to pick up young kids or whatnot. And it fed more into the idea that I was hoping, Joel or Ellie was going to get their hands on him and really fuck him up. And it fed to that emotional content where she just had that much trauma and she was willing to let that much go on this guy. And it fed to that emotional scene, and I was for it. I thought it was great.
That axe scene when she axed him to death was fucking phenomenal, by the way.
Dude, I was right. You felt it. Like every one of those hits, like you were just like, give it to him. Just don't even stop. Like he deserves it. Like your brain had already clicked that this guy was just pure evil. He's just a pure evil person.
Her face acting, just
alone,
the way that she pulled that off. She knocked it out the park. So kudos to her for.
So and it's actually really really funny that you say that. John Campia, he was he watched it and he was
he didn't like it.
No, actually he loved it.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
He loved it. But he didn't think he was gonna love it as much as he did because he actually got a text from a friend who was like, if there is any episode in Bella Ramsey's career that could ever give her a resume for an Emmy, it's going to be this.
This one. This episode.
And when he saw it, he was like, "Okay, dude, sure, whatever." And so he watched the episode and he was like, "Yeah, this is her Emmy resume."
And that's what, and as a person that played the game, that's what you were looking for from this episode.
Yeah,
I actually think we even got more Joel than we should have. Honestly, like I would have loved just this whole episode be strictly Ellie. And we got enough of it, so again, I'm not gonna nitpick, but
and I'll even go back at the beginning when she's taking care of him and doing all that stuff and like laying next to him and taking care of him and catering to him. There is a lot of like father to daughter love there, like that she cares about this person who, I mean, deep down inside he knows he has a job, but he's coming to terms with really caring about this child also. And they've built like such a relationship in this last like in a couple of episodes. Like, we got to give it up to the show itself for building these two characters and building a relationship. And it be where, if you think about it, out of 8 episodes, these two characters have only been on scene together in 5 to 4 episodes. Everything else has been like the Two Guys episode, the DLC episode, the Ellie episode. Like there's like they're all correlating this idea that it's more about everyone else rather than them two. We've only had a small amount of time with these two characters together to really build, and they've done a phenomenal job. Pedro Pascal, man, I'm telling you, man, that guy's he's on fire like Jonathan Majors right now. On fire. Guys, what would you say is your best part of this episode, worst part, and then give me a rating?
I'll go first. I'll say the best part was the axe scene. Worst part was, I guess the almost the same scene when he was bugging.
Weird pedo.
Yeah, he was bugging. And what do I rate it? I'll give it about 8.7. This is a really good episode. 8.7.
Good stuff. Triggs?
Okay, weak scene. I would have to do the horse chase. The best scene for me, next to the axe scene, will probably have to be the jail scene where she's initially talking to him and breaks his finger. Okay. So that one, and I mean, bro, 10 out of 10. Like, this show could do no wrong at this point.
Good shit. I think the best part for me, I know it's going to be really weird, was her shooting the deer.
Okay.
I think that really kind of came to fruition that Ellie has learned to be a survivor. She listened to Joel, and Joel as a father did his job by teaching this child, which he believes is kind of like a distant daughter, on, he taught her the lesson on how to survive, which is the number one skill you can give to someone in this world. To me, that was a really excellent episode. Yeah, I think the worst part would have been how easy it was for them to take her off of the horse. Like, Troy Baker's character just like waiting by a tree, shoots it, and then she just gets launched off of it. I laughed more than I felt bad for her getting captured because I thought that shit looked funny. But then again, like, I don't think they're spending a lot of money on CG. So I'm not going to really complain about that too much. It's more like a nitpicking scene. And the only other scene that I would say was, it got under my skin, was, the grooming scene. And then when he slaps that girl, the pastor, at dinner, is when he slaps her. I was just like, this motherfucker, dude. Like, I was just...
For me, it wasn't the slap. It was the fact that he had so much more food than them.
Yeah, but he's feeding them fucking human beings. That was her dad.
Fuck
That
it,
was
dude.
bad.
That was her fucking dad. So it's like, I don't give a fuck how much he ate. Like, he was getting them to eat her fucking father. He got the daughter and the mother to eat their fucking dad, dude.
Fuck him, dude.
Yeah, fuck that guy, dude. I was just like...
I thought it was funny when the guy brought the meat and the girl was like, well, "What is this?" The dude waited entirely too long to answer when he said venison. I'm like, "Bro, I'm not fucking eating this shit, bro. Why? You're just mad suspect. Like,
it's Juan. It's this guy. It's the dad, dude. It was fucking. Oh, dude.
Also, where's Carrie then?
Oh man, dude, I was so fucking like, I was just so livid on that part. I was like, God damn it, dude, they're making no cannibals and they don't even know it. Like, just that whole fucking town is fucked, dude. Yeah, man. Like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. This episode is great. It's fantastic. I really like where it's going. I can't wait for the season finale this coming week. What are you excited for the season finale?
Ashley Johnson.
Ashton Johnson.
Ashley Johnson is the original voice for Ellie.
Oh, that's right, the mom, right?
And she's gonna be Ellie's mother.
And she looks like fucking Belly, whatever her name is. Bella Ramsey. She looks exactly like her. If you look at their face, they look almost exactly the same. I think it's so cool. I don't know why. But yeah, excited to see it. So yeah, guys, don't forget, make sure you guys are watching Last of Us. Totally fucking worth it. And last but not least, gentlemen, last part of the conversation for today, I must ask you. We heard that it was supposed to pop off. Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2. Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 2? Season 3, Episode 2. Pros and cons, boys. Let's go. Star Wars time. Brian goes first.
I'll go first.
Go first.
Pros and cons. All right, I like this episode more than like the last episode. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Let's start there. I would have liked it in retrospect. I think what they should have done was release the first and second episode together. I think
that makes sense.
That would have
honestly, I think that would have been the better shot.
Like an hour special or something.
That would have definitely hit a little bit more. It did regain some of my faith, but then honestly, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if maybe I don't know whether it's I'm growing out of Mando or it's just not hitting. I don't know what it is, but this episode just didn't hit for me as much as it should have. I'm sorry.
Triggs, your turn. I gotta hear it because I'm on there. I know exactly what Brian's feeling.
Honestly, man, I'm gonna kind of agree with Brian too. I don't think it's a natural evolution, dude. I really think it's just the show's not quite like where we want it.
But is that us? Is that us? Would after seeing how epic it's been for the last 2 seasons, and now it's like, what is it?
No,
I'm scratching my head.
Yeah, I am too because like the writing isn't bad.
It's the same shit. It's the same shit that we've been getting for the last 2 seasons. It's the same shit.
Yeah, and I the one thing that I'm really liking with this this season is his Dark Blade. Like you like unless you watched Book of Boba Fett, you don't know why it's so heavy for him.
Listen, I'm over this shit, bro. Like, get it together, bro. You've had this fucking saber for mad long, bro. Like,
Yep. He carries that bitch. He carries that motherfucker with him.
2 years. Did you see that they finally put out how long he was separated from Grogu?
No.
Yeah, 2 years.
The way I see it is this motherfucker carries that bitch on him. He can leave it in the car. Like, if you can't carry it, don't carry it with you.
Well, no,
like, goddamn, dude. Like,
very much like a lightsaber for a Jedi, dude. It's a part of them. So,
no. You can't even carry it. Leave that shit in the car. Like, that's like me saying, hey, remember that fucking telephone pole that I want you to carry to the fucking like a fight?
That, dude.
Don't forget to carry your fucking telephone pole to the fight, buddy. You're not gonna swing that bitch around. You're gonna carry everything else that you can work with. He can't swing it. Don't carry it. Go get training. Leave it in the car.
Listen, I get it. I get why they're making it something that it's hard for him to.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's just story writing. Build.
Everyone gets it. But as a fan, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you had this shit for so long, bro. Get it together. You should be a fucking master with this shit by now.
100%. But can't you feel like they're making him dumber in these episodes? He's dumb, dude. Like, he's dumb.
I wouldn't say that. I think,
dude, he walked into a creek and fell all the way down the ravine. Like, if he would have been by himself, dead.
I think there was a reason for that. I think it was to pump up Bo-Katan and just how badass she is. So I get that part. I think it just came at the expense of Din Djarin. I think it just came at the
Oh, that was so... I was laughing at how dumb he was. Man, why would you walk into a ravine of water and not, like, put a light out there? And he just walked out there all nilly-willy, like, didn't even care. Like, he thought that lake was going to be shallow, and he just met the deepest part. Super fast. I think it was only to build up the idea that the Mythosaurus was still alive, which was that Mandalorian creature that was in the water, which is something that the old Mandalorian guys conquered, and the Bo-Katan saw it, so now she knows that that's how she's going to bring her people back, is she's going to have to conquer it. I think later on, the Black Blade, being that it's a part of Din Djarin, is going to be more in the sense that he's like an enforcer for the Mandalorians, and he's going to carry it not as a king, but the idea of conquering the animal is going to be who makes a king, and that's going to be Bo-Katan. Okay, I think that's what they're going to kind of go with, right?
Yeah, I kind of see that as well. I do think that she's going to be the one. Now, do you think she's going to actually beat Din Djarin for, like, in combat for this? No,
I don't think. I think she's gonna bypass it in some way. She kind of correlates to this idea where, like, she loves the traditional values that Din Djarin and his people carry. So she looks at it like it's just like, whatever, bro. Like, this is. Let me go ahead and read this plaque off of this wall, and then she sees Din Djarin take all his shit off, and she's looking at him like, wow, this guy like really takes this shit serious. Then he fucking falls and looks like an idiot. But like, she really looks at that stuff, and she's like proud that there's still someone that respects the Mandalorian culture like he does.
Yeah.
Like, she looks at it like it's like, dude, I did this shit all the time because they asked me to do it all the time. And Din Djarin is just so taken by it. So I think when they rally the Mandalorian people back to Mandalore, it's going to be based on the two traditional values coming together as one. Almost making some, like, almost like the movie The Last Samurai. Where it's like taking the old generation and starting with a new, and then making like a new age generation with it, where they teach the tradition, but they keep some of the values and rituals there. That's what I think they're gonna do.
Okay, so moving forward, what is your hype level for Mando? Are you what's going on?
For me, I'll go first. For me, it's gonna be like a 7. It's going to be like a 7 right now, and the reason why is because from episode 1 to this, I kind of feel like they just keep writing him down. Or
well,
if they're
I guess my question is, and I don't mean to cut you off,
no.
Like, after this episode, are you looking forward to the rest of this season, or are you looking forward to this next episode?
A lot more than I was with episode 1, because they kind of gave Bo-Katan a little bit more character, because in the first fucking episode, she's boring as fuck. Mando kind of reached these waters, and they talked about like the way that they had Bo-Katan's character talk about Mandalore and the underground cities and all that stuff. Like, it was very nice. I thought it was very like corny that they kept bringing those weird 3 characters, the trolls. They just kept bringing them back. Same 3 dudes to get their asses whooped every time.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't feel like any gravitas from that. I felt more gravitas from that weird robot character that captured Mando.
Okay.
Like, I kind of was like, oh, okay, dude, here's this weird ass, like, robotic creature that has some type of intelligence. He's got some type of purpose. Is this going to be something where this thing gets away, intel's like its higher commander, and we're going to see, like, a General Grievous race of people that are living in the Mandalore, and that's who they're going to fight? And then all of a sudden, fucking Bo-Katan just rips its asshole apart. You know what I mean? Like,
Triggs, are you watched Rebels, correct?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so do you remember what Mandalore looked like in Rebels?
I do.
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay, because I wanted to know what your thoughts are, like how the city, how the city looked in ruins, you know, because I didn't watch Rebels, and I heard that it was, I heard it was cool that
Yeah, it was nice. It was.
you still got some remnants of.
You know what it kind of reminded me of? It reminded me of the prequels. Like a lot of the landscape of the cities of like the way they were in the prequels and stuff. That bridge that they're walking across was actually one of the last fights that they had on Mandalore in the series of Rebels. And Obi-Wan was on that bridge, and that's why she tells Grogu, I once knew a bunch of Jedis too. I'm friends with some of them also. Yeah. I could tell you about them. She's talking about Obi-Wan. She's talking about Obi-Wan and Anakin because they were both there. Yeah, that because they helped fight in the Battle of Mandalore. In the Rebels cartoon, Anakin was still Anakin, and he was still like a Padawan in the aspect. But
I didn't know how much of a piece of shit fucking Bo-Katan was.
She was mean back then.
After doing research, I didn't realize like she was basically the reason why the Empire like was let into like.
Yeah, she fucks a lot of people over because she wants that power. And the thing is there's another. I forgot his name. There's another guy who has the black blade, but he's more like a. It's very Vazvilla or what's his name?
Yeah, Paz Vizsla or something.
Yeah, Paz Vizsla. But he's like a Spartan warrior kind of guy. Like he's just like straight like fucking Warhammer kind of like mentality. And Bo-Katan wants to be more of like
She's more passive.
A debutante. We can totally be part politician and warrior at the same time because we're warrior. And this guy's like, no, dude, kill everything. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Like, and that's why it's very hard for her to get it. But that's why Darth Maul gets it. Because he ends up fucking fighting the guy Vizsla, fucking beating him, and then taking the thing. So Darth Maul is actually the emperor of the Mandalores.
No. Doesn't she get it from her sister? She gets it from her sister.
After what's his face? Fucking Darth Maul. No, not Darth. Yeah, Darth Maul. After Darth Maul gets it, they steal it from him. Okay. They steal it from him. Ezra steals it from Darth Maul. And then they give it back to Bo-Katan, and then she wields it during the final battle. And then everyone's like, dude, you can't wield it. Like, Darth Maul's still here, dude. Like, you just stole that shit. It's a very awkward situation because then at the very end, if you break it down, we talked about this before, that Darth Maul is then killed by Obi-Wan. So the guy who actually carries it should be Obi-Wan. He should be the actual owner of the Black Blade.
But if I'm correct, I know that I don't know how the sister, who was the queen of Mandalore at the time, she obtains it. And I believe that there's like a whole like little mini arc of her training with the Darksaber, and then
I thought that was Win. Wasn't that Ren?
No.
That wasn't Ren that did that?
No, that was Bo-Katan's
Bo-Katan's sister,
who was the queen of Mandalore after their father died, and then she's the one that gets the Darksaber. She's the one that's training with it, and then just for no apparent reason, she just hands it over to Bo-Katan, which is the reason why no one kind of respected her having it, because she was just handed it instead of winning it in combat.
Well, it was Ren, the girl that's with Ezra in the purple outfit, that hands it to her.
Okay.
But I don't think she was the queen at the time. Because I know if it's her sister or whatnot, that's when it's stolen. That's Ren. She's the one that travels. She has the Mandalorian outfit, but it's like white and purple.
Okay.
And that's the one that is with Ezra. That's the Mandalore girl that's with Ezra. But I don't think she's related to Bo-Katan, is she? I don't know. That's what I just know that they get it to Bo-Katan, but they get it to her in the wrong way.
In the wrong way.
That's all I know. But I know that from Val Vizsla is killed by Darth Maul, and he was the guy that Bo-Katan was really against. That she wanted to get the Black Blade from him, and then Darth Maul beats him, and then that's when like shit hits the fan with the Mandalores, because they don't know who to follow, and they're like, how do we follow this guy? And it's like, well, I got your blade, who are you gonna follow, bitch? Like, and they're like, oh fuck, we gotta follow this guy, he has the saber, and right. Bo-Katan's all pissed. So
just to loop
go
back. Triggs, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Chris. What after this episode, where's your hype level for the rest of the show? Are you looking forward to this next episode? Where are you at with it?
I am looking forward to it because I have a feeling that you're gonna see Bo-Katan and the armor kind of like come face to face. And I think it's gonna I look forward to that because it's gonna be a huge ideological conflict, yeah, because you have one, a member of royalty, who should run Mandalore, and then you have somebody who respects the tradition of what Mandalore was based off of.
Yep.
So it's going to be a huge duality of the
two cultures.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, because
who wins that fight? Who wins that fight? Who's your money on?
Bo-Katan really threw some shit down this past week.
She did.
Yeah, she really put it down.
Yo, but Armor's no slouch though.
Yeah, as I'm saying, she's badass too. Bro.
Yeah, she's bad, dude. Like she really fucking put it down, and I love that actress.
I could see that going to a standstill.
Yeah, probably.
I could 100. You know what? And I can 100% say that for how he is, Din Djarin just gives up the blade. Like literally, will give it up. Yeah, I 100% just knows that he will renounce his blade ship or whatever and give it to this chick if she's gonna build it. But in the process too, I think just based on his love and his value of traditional holdings, I could see Bo-Katan stepping down and saying that Mando can be the emperor. Like I could 100% see that, because the fact is that she didn't have faith in Val Vizsla, and she didn't have faith in, of course, Darth Maul to be the emperor of the Mandalorians. But looking at someone who takes tradition to the heart like the way they do, and that he follows like that zealous cultist Mandalorians, but they still kind of run it as is. I think they're all a bunch of fucking dumbasses though. Like, did you see him fighting that alligator? Like, dude, who the fuck harpoons like a 400-ton alligator when you weigh like 98 pounds? That was the dumbest shit I had ever seen on anything. I was like,
they definitely looked weak in that.
It was silly, man. That whole action scene was silly as fuck. Even when the forger runs out there with her pickaxe to try, like, what are you gonna do, man? Like, you gonna hit it with a hammer? And then she runs to grab like the dude that's underwater or whatever. I was a little bit like, yo, how did these guys survive in the wilderness, man? They're getting their asses whooped and they're doing a bunch of stupid tactics. Like, they put little charges on it to blow it up. Like, there's no way. Like, it was silly. The whole beginning sequence was silly. But I do like the bathing the kid in the water and doing the whole Mandalorian thing. Like, there's a lot of that traditional value to it.
Yeah, I also like that there was a moment when so like you kind of joked about Din Djarin getting like sinking into the water, but again, there was a reason for that. Like, there is some type of symbolism there where not only does he bathe in the water, but now you have Bo-Katan, that the one that lost her faith.
Oh, okay.
And now she's also bathing in it, and she's also regaining her loyalty back to Mandalore. So there were some symbolisms in there that I did enjoy. Like,
because for me it was one of those things, like the symbolism that I got was, I mean, similar but on the opposite spectrum, which was like he's kind of taken by like the fabricated stories by all of these people who only know legend of Mandalore, and the naivety and the romance of like the theatrical essence of the ritual is something that he was like, oh, I'm 100% safe because this is perfect. It's the way it's supposed to go. And then he like falls in that ravine because he's like, oh fuck, this is like a real place now. Like, this is nature. Like, this is, even though I know like the romantic side of Mandalore, like I don't know of its natural course. Like, I've never been here. So, like, the Forger, never been there. Most of the Mandalores that are out there and part of the group that they're in.
That is honestly the stupidest part of this entire fucking show.
None of them, they've never been there.
You're telling me that nobody went back to Mandalore?
None of them. And that's why it's like, it's all romance. And that's why I think it was so crazy. He's like taking off his shit because he's like, oh, I'm going to bathe in the waters of Minnetonka. I love that, dude. Then the Minnetonka waters. And then all of a sudden, like, he's like, yes, yeah. And he just like falls through like the biggest fucking hole because he didn't know it was a big ass lake.
You're telling me this entire time all you needed was a droid to test the quality of air for you to go back home.
Yep. And now I understand when Bo-Katan was like, yeah, dude, go check it out. Like, it's fucking nothing. Like, it's air. Like, I don't know why you guys waited so long.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I've been trying to get you guys to come back home all this time. You guys never listen to me. Like, now look at you. Now you got purpose, and now you're over here freaking out. And you know shit. Even when the person's like, they get the droid, and he comes back and he goes, the air's perfect?
Yeah.
Bo-Katan was right. It's like, well, no shit, bro. She's the queen. Did you not accept her? Did you not think she was gonna figure out it was okay? Like, god damn, man. Yeah, I mean, there's so many like butting heads between the two cultures. Like, that's what I'm kind of waiting for. Is like it's like, I think I said this last week, was like, my one part that I am waiting for is Bo-Katan to sit and argue with the Forger. Like, them two in a room talking what tradition and what being a Mandalorian is all about, with Bo-Katan with her helmet off. Dude, I'm totally about that, dude. Just two chicks arguing about it. I would love to see. I think that would be funny as fuck. That's going to be the episode.
As long as it ends in a fight, I'm good. All right.
Yeah, man, that'd be bad.
To put a bow on this topic and send us home. What's your rating on the show so far?
Me, I'm going to give it a 7. I think it's a little too silly the way they've been writing it, but I think it's got purpose. We're barely on episode 2, and Bo-Katan's character got picked up very well. Grogu kind of like, he's picking up his slack. He's not just a puppet anymore, but I can still see Disney wants to sell toys, but he's out there doing some interesting shit. He's not just being a 50-year-old infant. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm so over fucking Grogu, but whatever. We're not gonna dive into that.
Yeah. Triggs, what about you, bro?
Yeah. 7-8.
Yeah, 7-8. Okay. And Brad?
I'll probably give like around, as of right now, maybe like a 7.
Gotta let the boy cook. Gotta let it cook.
I mean, definitely on the rare side of Raw.
The only thing that I'm kind of hoping that they don't do is I hope they don't go into like the Boba Fett writing, and they start to make him like a dumbass. Because like that's the only thing that I'm just hoping that they're writing on the idea that he just doesn't. He understands the romanticized image of Mandalore, and it's not where he's just naive of everything on this planet. That's what I'm really hoping on. And they all grow into like these badasses. I want them to keep that like that essence of them being like Spartans, them being a warrior class, like the whole thing about warriors. I don't want it to go into like the silly Boba Fett trying to be a politician, fucking Power Ranger motorcycle people. I don't want that shit. I really don't. And they really had that episode at the beginning where they had those weird pirate aliens talking about drinking in a school. Like, I was real like, wow, what is this? What is this? Come on, we could do better. They could do better. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, so, that pirate guy is gonna come back. You already know he is.
But that was so dumb. That was really bad writing in the first episode. But yeah, 7 out of 10. So boys, we all kind of say the same thing. 7 out of 10. We hope that they fix Grogu a little bit more. I like that Bo-Katan talked about the Jedis, and I want to see where they kind of build off of Mandalore. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited for Star Wars to explore Mandalore. I think it's about time. Yeah, boys, what do you got planned for the weekend? Tell me what you guys are excited for and everything.
Drinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to Queens tomorrow. Got a friend from out of town. My boy came in from Connecticut, so we're just gonna hit up some breweries tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
and just hang out. Yeah, man.
Excellent. Triggs, what about you?
Drink.
Got it. I am excited for I believe the season finale of Last of Us. That should be popping off when, today or tomorrow?
No, Sunday,
and My Hero Academia.
Yep.
My Hero Academia is about to fight Class A1. Yep, and it's a really cool part of the series. They've been doing extremely well on the series so far, and I've been a big fan, and can't wait to see what they do. And yeah, jump on some Arma and do some crazy stuff, get some video gaming in. Boys, I appreciate you tomorrow. I have another strong day with my family, so got to be up bright and early. Appreciate you guys for waiting for me and letting me come in late a little bit today. I do appreciate it. And yeah, guys, girls, and everyone that's in the comment section, guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us here on the Average Boys Podcast. I appreciate every one of you. Don't forget, we do have a Discord. If you want to look us up and you use Discord, type in the search The Average Boys, DA Average Boys with a Z, and we should pop right up. Join our channel. Super fun memes, top quality memes, talks of spoilers and video games and everything you can think of. Everything that you can think of nerd during the week that you need pops off in the podcasting Discord, and I love it. It's so fun. I have a great time with everybody in there. Yeah, and guys, don't forget to hit us up during the week, message us during any type of the week to let us know about anything nerd quality that you guys want us to cover during the podcast every Friday night. We appreciate every one of you. To all our listeners, our extraordinary listeners, we thank you, and we hope you have a great weekend. And yeah, stay safe, be cool, care for everybody, and have a fun and safe weekend. Boys, I'll see you guys also. Laters, everyone.
Peace.
Peace.